Hello, everyone. This is Tally Interviewer. Ghost over here is Luke, and we are playing more Murders of the Yangtze at the... Oh, God. Messing up the game title already. Murders on the Yangtze River.
Hello, I was having trouble finding the unmute for a second.
Ah. Alright. Well, we're here now.
I've never noticed before, but on the title screen, they have the note at the bottom, small game studio, despite our best efforts, errors in translation may still exist. I do want to say, like, despite the disclaimer, the translation in the game has actually been pretty excellent
very
overall.
Good.
We get, like, occasional moments where, like, maybe there's something that would have been clearer in the original Chinese.
Yeah.
But
and, like,
really,
occasional things of,
I
like,
think it's...
the phrasing just being a little bit awkward or stilted sounding.
Just, like, yeah,
but never any, like...
a little bit awkward.
Not really, like, any grammar or spelling errors
perspective
or anything, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like the content of the translation is really good.
It's very good.
So, like, despite being a small game studio, they're doing great.
Yeah, props to them, absolutely. They actually, I saw they also have on the main menu, or not on the main, right here on the X, they have a list of inspirations, which I think is very fun. Look at that.
That is really adorable, yeah. Aww.
Oh, the fluffy one is here to lick my hands, as always. I am also going to need that hand back real soon.
She's like, no. I saw that other cat.
Yes, I think this is where we were at, presumably. So,
yeah,
we're making progress on our mystery solving.
We're basically a lawyer now.
Yeah. So, we know now that there were two guns.
The attorney.
And
two
that
guns.
And two bullets.
Joseph.
Yeah, there's still a lot of details that we have yet to uncover.
That leg man.
辩护人，请听好了。虽然你成功解释了弹壳、弹孔和指纹的问题。
I don't like that the triumphant music is happening here.
杀死被害人的那颗带血的弹头，来自附有被告指纹的手枪。
Was that the bullet that killed him?
One, we don't know that.
Yeah, that's the bullet that was lodged in the floor, right?
I would like to see how he knows that.
Yeah.
Also, hang on. Okay, remembering last time, we would have just proven that the body was killed by being shot on the rice.
Yes.
And then they took the rice away.
Yes.
So
like the actual
jumped us back before that.
The actual bullet that actually killed the guy would be in the bag of rice, not in the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm wondering, can we pull up the transcript? Because
we back a little bit.
Scales are beginning to tip. Though complex, the scattered rice results to take away the bullet head. Yeah. Yes. We just established this, Joseph.
Yeah. What angle is he gonna take here?
What angle? He was killed afterwards, you idiot. Different fucking gun. I didn't intend to come in swearing so early. Different gun.
It's fine.
I have my family-friendly ghost image to obtain. My Casper the family-friendly ghost.
辩护人，你听清楚检控人的话了吧？
Yes, give me a moment.
He just needs to buffer for a little bit.
Yeah, just let him buffer.
时间
Well, he was obviously shot. Yeah, if they're giving us time to give the answer, It's that he was shot afterwards.
What exactly was he? He was just saying that, yeah. That's...
Only the defendant could have taken the
We
pistol.
literally
because we
just
have a
proved this.
witness.
What's he talking about?
Well, so the thing that gets me is we did just prove if he was shot in the bag of, like, the bag of rice had the bullet. Yeah, the timing, yes. Whose voice is this?
Wait, what?
It's Shen. Shen's just whispering. But yeah, no, it's the timing. Come on, Afu, catch up.
关键是时间，阿福。
I'm telling you with my psychic powers, Afu.
Yeah. Is he actually just like whispering from the stands, or is Afu
Almost
actually just
certainly.
developing his psychic powers finally?
Developing his own Shadow Shen.
Yeah.
Like I said, that would be the funniest way for that guy to
Yep.
appear in this case.
迄今为止的一切，都经过了缜密的设计，各种隐情，我也没有完全参透，才不想把你牵扯进来。
别说什么牵扯，先生有事，就是我有事。
如果你
We
想
are
查明背后
soulmates.
的真相，一定要记住，案
The
件的关键
timing.
是时间，阿福。
It's also the key to comedy.
了解。
你可能会经历很
Your
难的
Honor,
时刻。
I demand we arrest all comedians in the area.
当你觉得千头万绪无法理清时，可以尝试进入
Try
自己的
entering
思
your
维
own mind palace.
Oh, are we gonna get Afu Mind Palace time? That'll be so
If he
fun.
tries, he can only get a mind lab, right? A mind lab.
Yeah.
我还以为那是先生独有的能力呢。
I thought you were just psychic, Shen. He's like, no,
它只
it's a
不过是一
mental.
种思考方式而已。
It's not magic. He's like,
Yeah.
I thought you were magic, Shen.
Let's do it.
Mind palace.
Oh, that's so good.
放进去，再让他们像链条和指
I
纹一
mean,
样
oh
运
no,
转起来
that's actually really cool. I love this.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, literally the guy was shot
巡
afterwards.
捕拍到的是沈先生取
What
枪的瞬
happened
间
to her lighting?
而不
Why
是
is she
放枪的瞬
sepia
间。
toned?
被告是在
Oh, she's
晚
in
上
a
8点
flashback,
30分被
gotcha.
捕的，那把手枪也被训捕方缴获
Yeah,
了。
we literally just proved that there's a different gun, which
Yeah,
means the
seriously.
entire window.
All of these
Is
points are
immediately-
completely moot now.
Yeah.
What are they talking
You
about?
dumbass. There was another bullet head at the scene.
被缴获的凶器不能用来杀人，检控人的推断是合理的。
我明白了，
Of course.
阿福，你还好吗？关大人在问你话。
He's like, I got this. I was just being
我已
psychic.
经能把整件事串起来了，但有些细节还不确定，只能边回答关大人的问题，边思考。
I can only do it while
你只管说
thinking.
不用有顾虑，
I stopped
即使
thinking
说
it's
错了
like
也
a
没关系
shark
我
swimming.
会替你圆回来。
辩护人，我再问最后一遍，你所主张的事实究竟是怎样的？
He was shot after
关大
Shen
人
was arrested.
案件的关键是时间，
哦，此话怎讲？
So
被先生反
mysterious.
复提到，先生之所以被认为是凶手，是因为在
Yeah.
推定的死亡时间晚上8点到8点半里，只有他
And
一人
also,
出
he
入案发
narrowed
现
it
场。
down to 8 p.m., so that's even
Yeah.
weirder and more specific.
但事实上，尸检判断的死亡时
Yeah.
间是晚上8点到10点。之所以调整到8点半前，是因为凶器在那个时候被缴获了。
But we
这
literally
样的
just
推
went over
理
this.
原本无懈可击，直到刚，我们发现还有另一把手枪存在。
你认为他的
Now,
存
in
在
true Ace Attorney
改变了
fashion,
什
we
么？
did not prove the existence of another gun. We raised the possibility.
Yeah.
But you barrel forward and assume that everybody's... You act like
Yeah,
you
until they
couldn't.
challenge it, we're just gonna go with it.
因为
Exactly.
那才是真正
The,
的凶器。
the prosecution has their ways of messing with the data. We have ours.
Yep. It's so funny to me when they like do that step in unison.
They time it. They practice.
因为巡捕房缴获的这把手枪没办法使用，
Yeah, it can't.
凶手
Yes.
只能用另一把枪。
Well, okay, but we can also prove that Shen didn't shoot this gun because again, the locked slider,
Yeah.
此话怎讲？
cocking the gun.
这件证物我们之前讨论过，缴获的手枪不能用于杀人的原因就隐藏其中。
Okay, we have discussed this before.
The reason why the seized gun would be used for murder. Was it the... There's a bunch of things that it could be. Was it like the
Okay, so
fingerprints?
Yeah, the thing that gets me is we know that there were only fingerprints on the handle, which
Yes.
I feel like has to come up at some point, but I don't know.
I
if
think it's not yet.
Yeah, because it's like, can we look at details of it?
Of the gun?
Can we like hold it, look it
we
around,
cannot,
point it at
no.
our face again?
Oh, no, we can't. Although, actually, maybe... Yeah, if we go from the inventory, maybe we can see more. No, we
Yeah,
cannot.
no, because that's the thing. It's like because it doesn't like list like Shen's fingerprints are on the handle. That's the kind of thing that in an Ace Attorney game you'd be able to clue it and say like it's only on the handle, and then you'd be able to go from there.
That's definitely going to be used at some point. I'm not sure if it's here though.
But it's also a Fu said we just talked about this, and by just talked about this we mean on Thursday.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember the details of that because we were talking about the rice, but I don't know the rice means that it couldn't have been the murder weapon. We have the magazine.
I wonder
that
if
was
the
loaded...
fish scale. We talked last time
I
about
think it's the bullet.
that. Yeah, he could have been shooting at the cat. I wonder if it.
I don't think it's.
If the bullet hit the fish.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think it's the fish scale yet. I think it's the bullet.
No, I
shell
don't think it's
because
now.
that's
But
the thing-
I was just browsing through the evidence.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we've discussed this before. I think it has to be the bullet shell because no
Yeah.
fingerprints were found on it, and there would be fingerprints if it was Stonewoo's. And I think we're going to eventually move forward to why are the fingerprints not
I mean, I
on
don't know if
the-
that counts for why the seized gun couldn't have been used for the murder.
Yes. No,
Um,
because that was the critical piece of evidence for there is a different gun.
Yeah, that's
because
for there were
fingerprints
two
on it.
guns, but what about
There were two
for
guns.
which of the two guns was used for the murder specifically? I guess we know that-
feel-
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's that one.
I would guess the bullet
Because
shell,
that
but
was-
I'm not confident.
Yeah, this one might be a weird
I guess let's
phrase
try
at the
it.
moment.
辩护人，你提出这个证据，
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but
可没法证明凶手为什么不能使用巡捕房
okay,
缴获
couldn't
的
use
手
the
枪
gun
杀
seized by
人。
the police. Okay, so it really is something closer to that.
你明白了吗？
Okay. We can at least rule that out. Yeah,
这件
yeah,
证
yeah.
物我们之前讨论过，缴
The reason why the seized gun... I mean, because we have not discussed the slider yet.
Yeah. I can try the gun, I guess.
The bullet head rifling marks. I don't think that's it, because that's...
That's, if anything, supposedly proof that it was.
Yeah, the bag of rice is like, this is an explanation for how they took it away.
Yeah, I think that would probably be my next guess.
Do we want to use that, then?
I'll try it. Because this is proving that the actual bullet
But they could have taken
would have
away the
been
actual
taken
bullet.
away.
Which is not the reason why the seized gun.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that I can think of is actually the
mean, if-
slider.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is the reason this gun couldn't have been used for murder, but... We haven't
try the
actually
gun,
talked
then?
about it before.
Let's try the gun.
Hang on, before you do, the picture is something that was discussed before.
This picture?
But I don't know that that proves that it couldn't have been used for...
No, I don't think that would prove that.
Well, maybe if it was like, well, Shen would be hiding the gun if he'd been using it for
Yeah,
murder, 'cause
well,
that was the whole
we've already
reason
made that
here.
argument. Yeah, I don't think that's here.
Well, yeah, but Afu literally says we have discussed
Yeah,
this before. So the fact that we've made the argument before...
But it doesn't really
Could mean
prove
it.
why it can't be used for murder. It proves that
Shen would have
This-
to be
yeah.
careless.
this would be really weird if the gun was used for murder.
But that might be the closest. There's a lot of
Maybe.
things, and I'm not sure
Yeah,
which one
there's-
they want us
there's-
to present is the thing.
It's one of
Truly,
those
it
things
is
where
an
it seems
Ace
too
Attorney.
obvious, and I don't know how the game wants us to explain it.
Yeah. Truly it is an
Let's
Ace
try
Attorney
this
game.
then.
Yeah, we can try whatever. Have we saved?
讨论这张照片时，可
Okay,
心检曾
yes.
指出，先生被捕时是从储物柜中取枪，而不是放枪。
Which means that, yeah, it
当
couldn't...
时
That's why.
贝先生基于膛线痕迹的考虑，坚持枪是沈
If
先
it
生
was
从
in the
阳后后买。
locker, it wasn't used for murder.
现在种种迹象都表明，凶手使用了2把枪。
And that this one was not...
We don't
on the
necessarily
scene
know
at
that it was the
time.
murderer that used both guns. The other bullet could have
Yeah.
been, yeah, it could have happened at another time.
But at the very least, I had forgotten the point of we did establish Shen was taking it out of the locker, which really does
Yes.
shoot a big rice bag hole in the theory that he had it
贝先
during
生
the
的反
time.
驳已经不成立了。
这把枪是凶手用来栽赃我家先生的，一直在剧院，没法用来杀人。
Yeah, that's right, Joseph.
那
We
你
solved
如
the
何解
riddle.
释现场的弹头和弹孔？
Literally, it
子弹
happened
头
at
上的
any
膛
other
线痕迹
moment.
与缴获的手枪一致，
Yeah, that must have happened some
说
other
明确
time.
实曾有人用它对案发现场的地板开枪。
He's like, but why would they
但
fire
这
it?
件
And
事
we're like, we
发
got
生
you,
在先
idiot.
生去洋货铺之前。
这不可能吧？弹头上明明沾着血。
The cat. Well, no,
Yeah.
fish blood. Fish blood. Because I was like, that cat looked pretty uninjured. Fish blood.
But I'm wondering about, like, the hole in the carpet. Because presumably, if there was a hole in the carpet since before Shen came in, he would have noticed something like that.
No. They did explain that. Afu suggested that the rice bag, the carpet was
Yeah,
placed
yeah.
over the rice bag, and the body was
Yes,
leaned on that, and
but,
then
like-
he shot into.
Would there have also... The original bullet, why did it not
Yeah.
make a hole in the carpet then? Was the carpet,
There
like,
was maybe not
rolled up
carpet there at the time.
at the time?
Maybe he bought
is
the
like-
carpet to cover up the bullet hole.
But there was clearly a carpet there. Was there? Now I'm trying to remember if
No,
there
I
was a
mean-
carpet there when Shen came in.
There was a carpet there when no. I mean, like I think Stone Wu bought the carpet to cover up the bullet hole, not as like a covering up crimes.
Oh, I
maybe
see,
a
I
kind of
see.
a
I
covering
see
up
what you mean.
crimes, But like, yeah,
That, like, the bullet hole was made sometime way back and then was covered up by the
Way back.
carpet.
yeah.
Okay.
The cat's been doing this for a while.
血液可能是被害人遇难后流进弹孔的。
Was the blood determined to be Stone Wu's?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Like they've never
Because
said.
if
this
it was, then
Stone
yeah,
Wu's.
it was probably, like, going into the hole after the death.
But it
If
could
not, then
also
it might
fish
just
blood.
be...
Fish blood.
道理说得通。
That makes sense.
吴巡捕，也许你更应该跟辩护人交流一下有关弹孔深度的问题。
Hmm.
If we must, I guess.
深度的问题。
对啊，子弹射入地板深度的问题该怎么解释呢？
Okay.
What about it?
如果凶手是对着地板空开一枪留下的弹头和弹孔，那就不应该是这个深度。
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
什么？
我不是非要钻牛角尖， 只是觉得这里很奇怪。
I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it. That's exactly what a murderer would say.
肃静，裴先生，能麻烦你再给本官解释一下吗？
关大人，武巡捕的意思是，如果子弹不经过人体直接打入地板的话，威力会大很多。
It pierced a
But what
fish.
if it pierced a fish? Yeah.
它在地板上留下的弹孔深度不应该是现在看到的样子。
那这一来岂不是？
辩护人的所有推论都基于一个核心主张：弹头和弹孔是在被告进入案发现场之前就留下的，
But what
但
if
他们
somebody
没有
else
考
is
虑
the
到
crime
弹
scene?
孔深度的问题。
What if Stone Wu killed somebody?
如果不解决这个问题，那辩护人的推理就完全不成立了。
Don't close up on him. It makes the wig worse.
辩护人，弹孔深度的问题，你是否
I've
有
got-
办法
yep.
解释？
We have a way to explain it. There
Hello,
is a fish,
radio.
you see.
Yes, you're right. You're not late. We just started early. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't miss too much.
See, no, it's actually fitting the theme of timing.
Exactly.
You
It's
see, we
all about
started too
timing.
early. It was all to support the theme of this case.
Yeah, so Joseph was still trying to argue about the, like, only Shen could have used the gun because it was in the locker, and
It
we're
would be
like, you
confiscated.
dumbass, we literally just proved that the murder happened by a different gun. And now they're trying to say that if the original bullet hole had not been from the murder and was from a different shooting, then it should have gone deeper into the floor because it didn't hit a human body. And we're about to try to tell them that it was, in fact, obstructed by something, namely that it hit a fish.
Yeah, to be fair, now that I'm thinking about it, because my first thought is like, man, a fish is not a thing that I would assume has a lot of stopping power. But I'm like, then again, 2 of those crates were like, this was a very large fish. Like, some
Yeah.
of these were like carp.
I mean, we saw the
So
bones
actually-
of, like, those are big fish. Presumably
Well,
that
okay,
was the fish.
Bones of the bones of the one that we saw was not actually that huge. Like, compared to a human body, it was like, this is a fish that could fit on a dinner plate kind of thing. And I was like, I don't think
I don't
that
know.
one would be
It's
stopping
a little bit
bullet
hard to tell the scale of things, especially with these, like, kind of chibi-ish
with the chibi
proportions.
sprites, yeah.
But it looked pretty
But
big to me.
I'm like, there are bigger fish involved in
Oh, for
this
sure.
smuggling operation, so it could have been that. The fish scale, a foo. Present the fish
辩
scale.
护人需要一点时间准备。
Oh, a foo also got his own mind palace going through the memories.
Yes.
It was actually really cute because he was like
完全被我忽略
all
了
of the events fitting together like chains and gears, and I was like, ooh,
已
that's
经走到这
good.
一步了，绝不能打退堂鼓。
The Ace
还是
Attorney
再
way.
仔细回想一下，
It's fine. We've got a fish
It's
scale. We got this.
We might as well keep going. Yeah, the fish scale. We got this.
弹孔较浅，是不是因为这个呢？
Yes.
Fish scale, fish scale.
这
This
是
is a tiny fish scale. Yes.
地窖之中有一条青鱼被人
A
拿走，
black carp. I can identify it by the scale alone.
这个亮片正是被子弹击中后变形的青鱼鱼鳞。
The black carp, which is a green fish.
Of course.
Joseph's like,
没错
oh
凶
no.
手不是直接对着地板开枪，而是将地窖中的一条青鱼搬进了书房，隔着鱼射击地板。
I mean, I guess it could have
Just-
just been a setup.
It could have been the culprit, but like I genuinely kind of assumed that like Stone had a gun.
Yeah,
He could have
and
just
like
fired
shooting at the
him.
cat who was running with the fish in its mouth.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's
still think
true.
the
Like
cat
the
makes the most sense.
yeah, the culprit could have just done this on purpose and just like rolled up the carpet.
Really long-term, elaborate framing. I'm like, I don't know.
It
I
wouldn't
kind
have
of
to be
feel like
that
there's a
long
point
term.
where
Like they could have just done it like just
earlier
before.
that day, I guess.
Yeah, earlier that day, done that, and then gone and put the gun away
Put the
in the
fish
locker, and then got their other gun to do the murder.
Got the other gun. So many guns.
杨志宇，
吴巡捕，如果现在我们看到的弹孔是子弹洞穿了鱼以后形成的，深度的问题是否还存在？
Is the issue of depth.
就不存在了。
The limit doesn't exist.
这样一来，真相就呼之欲
Ooh,
出了。
music.
Well, yeah, we're
We're going in.
basically
凶
done,
手是在先生
baby.
之前进入现场的，他将被害人击晕后藏入地窖，并拿走了抽屉中的手枪。然后，他从地窖中搬了一条青鱼到书房，掀开地毯，然后隔着
Basically
鱼射击地
done.
面，留下子弹头和弹孔后，他将地毯复原，并带走了鱼和子弹
Took away the fish. Where did they take the fish?
这个凶手
Just tossed it to the cat. That's how the cat got in, I guess.
I wonder if they deliberately locked the cat down there so it would eat the fish and get rid of the evidence.
Get rid of the evidence.
沈先生是有名的侦探，
That is admittedly a much smaller fish than I was thinking.
担心他发现子弹壳后警觉。
合理。
I mean, maybe they just
But
took
you
the
should
fish home and just ate it themselves.
No, the cat's gotta be involved.
Yeah, oh, the cat's gonna be in something, but yeah.
We're going to interrogate the
凶
cat.
手将枪藏入剧院储物柜，等巡捕房来封锁现场。在确认先生被捕，手枪被
Literally
缴获
any cop.
But what's with the police supposedly having searched the lockers and not found it?
Well, that's why I think it has to be a cop who did it.
Yeah, there's some kind of cover up.
Cover up.
Unless it's like somehow possible that they like snuck it in between the police searching and
It's
Shen
like
finding
they
it.
could
but
have,
it's
I guess, if they were a magician.
highly
or
unlikely,
something,
especially if the
but,
police
like,
had been like specifically watching those lockers.
I think the cops are
Yeah,
currently more
I think that's
likely,
the most likely
especially
thing,
since they have a connection to Stonewoo.
Yeah.
Who is that guy in plain clothes? He's not Singh. Other
Who?
dude.
The dude in
only
the-
one who actually has a gun.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's gonna be important
That
somehow.
guy.
Hmm.
他在弹孔的上方垫上米袋，再盖上地毯，然后将被害人拖回到现场，置于米袋凸起的位置。
So like the bag of rice is like in the hole? What?
No, it's like underneath the carpet, but I guess you don't really see
I don't
the...
see a lump. They didn't
bump.
animate a lump.
Yeah. I guess that would be
The
why
bulging rice
the body
bag.
was like off the hole, because
Yeah.
they would have to move the body to get the rice out and then put it back.
The
And they didn't-
bulging rice bag,
Yeah.
clearly visible in this drawing.
Yes, of course.
他用另一把相同口径的手枪射杀了被害人。他发现地毯与地板上的
Okay,
弹
so
孔位置并不一致，
Yeah,
又拖动地毯将弹孔
the
对齐。
painting is different in these different flashbacks.
Yeah. And there also isn't a
literally-
safe in the bottom left area. There was
The
something there
safe
before,
was
right?
what Singh took. Singh took the safe. That's
I'm not
weird.
remembering that.
No,
Weird.
it was specifically the officer on scene told us that Inspector Singh had taken the safe away because they'd been doing a lot of investigation, and it almost seemed like he wasn't here to investigate the crime, but to take the safe. So it could have been Singh.
But they wouldn't have been investigating the crime yet at that point.
No, like, I think it's sort of the way that it was phrased sort of suggested that Singh was investigating Stone Woo. beforehand.
But I'm pretty sure the safe was there when we were investigating the scene. That's why I remember it.
Okay,
I'm
the thing
confused.
was there was a square that was marked off in the thing, and they commented on it. And we
I think
couldn't see
that's
it.
the marks that I don't have a cursor here, but you can see like a rectangular mark on.
Yeah,
the
there's
floor
a
of that.
rectangular mark,
Yeah, so
and
that's
like
where the
we
safe used to
actually couldn't see it very well because
Yeah.
Cosine and then the
She was
officer
standing
were
in front of it,
blocking it
yeah.
off.
Yeah,
So,
I remember
yeah.
now. I do vaguely
Yeah.
remember seeing it there at some point, though. Maybe
We're
when
going
Shen
into
came
our
in?
mind.
No,
We're
but
going, yeah, I mean, like, I can believe that. Like, it would be there when Shen came in. We're going into our
Oh,
mind
man,
palace now.
I kind of wish we could go back to the scene where he was shooting the fish to see if it was there then. But
Yeah, just
all right, I
hop
think
back.
I
I
think
can
we-
do it on the stream.
It's fine. Let's just let it go for now. If
Let's
it comes
just
up again,
let
it comes up
ride.
again.
最后，凶
We'll
手
leave
踢
it
了
to our
尸体
mind
死
palace.
Do you think the different setup is playing on memories being inaccurate? I've definitely been wondering about that because the one that really threw me off was the different officer in that one scene. That was so weird.
The painting.
And then
the
the
painting's a
painting
weird
is
one.
different, but the painting in theory could have been changed at some point. The officer, like, that was a scene we had literally seen before, and then we saw it in a flashback and it was different.
The thing with the painting, though, is like in this set of flashbacks, the one that happened chronologically first had 3 different paintings, and then it had one painting, which matches when Shen was there in his flashback. But we saw 3 paintings in the present day, so it's very confusing.
I don't remember seeing the 3 paintings in flashbacks. I could just be
Just
forgetting,
now.
but I...
Like, literally just now.
Was it? Because the scene we just saw had the one
yes.
painting.
No, the scene we just saw had... When he was shooting the fish, there were 3 paintings, and
Okay.
then when he moved the body, there was
There's
one
one.
painting.
Okay.
Very weird, and that's why I noticed it, because it was literally back to back.
Yeah, so either someone's been switching out these paintings, or we're doing like
Somebody's
a...
hacking the Mind Palace.
like...
Oh no, it's Persona 5.
memory weirdness. They're coming for our heart.
原来是这样。
The Phantom Thieves! This is the Phantom Thief! That explains it!
大人，我们的委托人沈仲平先生并不是凶手，
We've proven it very conclusively with
而是凶
robust
手刻意构陷的
evidence
替罪羊。
and no conjecture.
请大人做出无罪判决。
This fish scale proves everything.
辩护人的观点颇有见地。
They're very
我
assertive.
说，
So,
关大人，这样拙劣的分析
Sergeant
就
Singh,
说
did
服
you
你
do
了吗
it?
两位大
All
人，
cops are bad. I
刚
can't
才阿
figure
福
out
对于
which
作
one
案
did
手
it.
法的每一步论证，都是有证据支撑的。米粒出现在地毯下，鱼鳞出现在弹孔中，绝不是巧合那么简单。
这些自然不是巧合，而是被告故意留下的假线索。
Oh, he left all these specific false clues.
Yeah, I mean, I
Telling
guess
us
we
to
did
find them.
argue that he would have been smarter about it.
We argued he would have been smarter about it, but then he also
he's just the mastermind.
waved the gun around so he could get caught. Tripped at the finish line.
We're just too dumb to understand his big brain long con scheme.
His big brain murder.
那枚
Sergeant
弹
Singh,
壳上
did
的
you
指
do it?
纹，肯定也是他擦去的。
Well, why?
你凭什么这么说？
Well, you are
因
in
为
court.
被
Fu.
告是一位聪明的侦探呢，
Yep,
反侦查能力肯定强。
Counter detection.
of course. Culprit is a
Yes.
mysterious, shadowy figure, as always.
As always,
That's
that
how-
serial
that's how it
killer
is.
from Detective Conan who did every single crime.
Yep.
你忘记了吗？
I don't understand why Conan couldn't catch them,
先生
given he's so smart.
绝不会伪造证据的。
Shen would
Adam
never
Moody 嘛。
fabricate evidence. Ace Attorney
自然是
flashback
为了在
start.
法庭上伙同两位辩护人帮他脱罪。
我反对，这是欲加之罪。
Unjust. Well, okay, we are defending him for murder. I feel like falsifying
辩
evidence
护人提
is
供的证据没有足够的证明力。
okay, but you're not the judge.
这新科刑长的说法同样没有证据啊。
This
我
is
在
this is
公
a
共租界
case
任职期间，
about Chinese
曾不止
nationals.
一次目睹中
Which
国佬
one is the
钻
one?
制度漏洞的行
Oh
为。
my god.
Judge Herman.
我不希望这种事在法庭上发生。
You're just gonna take
大人
that,
提
Judge
醒的
Kwan?
是，
Your Honor, I'd like to accuse Herman of
辩护
being a
人
racist.
请再提供一份更有力度的证据。
Darn it, that fish scale was all we had. Well, we do have more compelling evidence. The slider. Yes, it's going to be evidence that there should be, but
先
isn't.
生伪造不了呢？
Something Mr. Shen cannot
Well, I don't know. Cannot
forge.
forge. I think if he wiped the slider, that would be something.
根据你之前的推理，凶手是在沈先生被捕后进入现场杀人的。
Yeah.
Okay.
只要证明这一点，不就能证明沈先生无罪了吗？
That's true. So we just gotta prove that.
说不定现场还真有位
A
目击
witness.
者
The,
能够
yes.
Cat, yeah.
Interrogate the cat. 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 Cat.
Cat.
Cat. Yes.
Oh, look at that little face.
This person is my daughter's cat. It's like, that's right, Joseph.
细细养的猫，
Yep.
The true Ace
没错
Attorney way.
正是江先生。
I want to, I choose to imagine
为何你认为命
that
案
a
发
Fu
生
is
时
just like
这只
holding
江
up
先
Mr.
生就在
Ginger
现
like in The
场？
Lion King?
Yep.
Our witness.
我听西西说，江先生曾在9月
Find
14
it
日，
so
也
funny.
就是案发当晚走失。
Have you seen
I
this
love
cat?
it.
I have now.
昨天在搜查洋货铺地窖的时候，我碰巧找到了他。
我说，那又能说明什么呢？
What does that prove? Well, if we can establish
地
when
窖
he was
是
let
一个
into
密
the
闭空
cellar,
间，无论是人还是猫，都只能从书房的暗门出入。案发后，巡捕房第一时间封锁了现场。
Did we have any testimony from Cece about when the cat went missing? Because, like, in theory, you could try to argue that, like, Shen was the one who locked it in the basement.
yeah, I think
直到
we'll
昨天
start to get
我无意间
testimony.
触碰了机
So.
关，才又一次打开门。
也就是说，这些天江先生一直被关在地窖中。
Yes.
Joseph is
就是。
definitely acting genuinely concerned about the cat, which
Yeah. I don't know if it's
if he's
fake.
if he's the one who killed our brother, like, or if he's involved in that, I feel like it's starting to look more like a kind of unwilling accomplice rather than the mastermind himself.
I don't buy it.
调查现场的时候，
It's
那扇暗门
up
是
in
关
the
闭的，
air.
Yeah.
我们的确没有发现它。
His dad's definitely super evil.
Oh, for
though.
sure.
这意味着
Watson's
江
gonna
先
help.
生进入地窖的时间只能在巡捕房封锁现场之前。他很可能是与凶手一起进入地窖的。
So if we can
所以
figure out
你们
when.
认为江先生见到了凶
Yes,
手？
we will interrogate him now. Mr. Ginger, tell us the whole truth, I swear to God. Ah, those
那
eyebrows.
不如
Yeah, so
就
the
把它
thing
请
is,
来作
honestly,
证
I
吧
kind of believe that he did it just because of those eyebrows.
说
It's
不
like
定
they
他
animated
会
that
告
for a
诉你
reason.
Yeah.
And he's being very smart
great
about
animation.
interrogating the cat.
凶手正是沈先生，是他把我关在地窖里的。
Don't be an idiot. Cats can't talk.
那倒不必，只需被先生告知江先生走失的具体时间即可。
Yeah. The prosecution.
说
You
来
better
惭
not
愧
fucking lie.
这几天都是细细的爷爷在照顾他，我也不知道江先生走失的细节。
It's
Mm.
like
Suspicious.
I'm kind of a bad dad, honestly.
是否方便请西西来作证呢？
Ask the small child to testify.
西西还太小，恐怕应付
Well,
不
I
了这
mean-
样的场面。
you can just ask her nicely. Like, we're not accusing her of murder unless we're desperate. We don't have to, like, tell her the gory details. Just be like, when did your cat go missing?
那好吧。
I think that's maybe slightly more compelling evidence that he actually cares. Did he decide to do that just to help Shen?
Like, it's weird because it's like his dad, 100% the puppet master pulling the strings.
Yeah.
We have found out about this alternate
for the
poison.
child. Of course, it's the only way.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, Joseph, look, man, we don't need to, like, expose her to the fact that a man was murdered. We can just be like,
and we don't need to, like,
Cece,
torture her or anything. Yeah, we'd be like,
it's important.
When did your cat go
went
missing? Yes.
Yes. Unless her granddad coached her to lie, we don't need to do anything drastic. But yeah, Watson, 100% the mastermind of all this. Doing crimes, doing schemes. Joseph probably is not fully 100% innocent. I think just by proximity, he's got to be aware of some of these things. It could even be that him helping Shen out now is because he feels guilty about colluding to kill Brian. You know, it's like he doesn't want Shen to get hurt because, like, he's already let them down enough. Toby, you son of a bitch.
Asshole.
This fucking guy. If he was like, why did you murder Shen's brother? He's like, what?
Huh. Why do you have that?
Why do you have it, Toby? But yeah, I was gonna say the, okay, I guess Shen trusts him enough to do that.
I feel like given that he's on the suspect board, he probably does not trust him completely, but maybe he was desperate enough.
Yeah, but like that's sort of the thing. The thing that I think Shen saw, which caused him to potentially dissociate a bit, because he still hasn't mentioned like what the greatest challenge of this case is yet, was seeing the research on the strychnine-like poison.
Yes.
Which we've noted could explain why the autopsy was inconclusive. So the fact that if this is a new drug, you know, highly... Oh, wait, hang on. Actually, yeah, can we read that whole thing? Highly toxic, weaker toxicity, slower poisoning reactions. Okay. So slower, undetectable by methods used for strychnine. So yeah, like they wouldn't have tested for that, which means that Joseph wouldn't have had to sabotage it. So like slower poisoning reactions kind of makes it sound like Stonewu could have been the one who actually poisoned
it depends
him.
how much slower, I guess.
Yeah, depending on how much slower, Stonewu could have been the one who poisoned him, and then Watson was the one who set up all of the contraptions.
Yeah.
But I still think it's suspicious that he went for coffee with Watson. The other thing is, if it's like, you know, slower could be just like a matter of different hours, because he went to coffee at like 9 or 10, I think.
Yeah,
and
I think we assumed that like he had been poisoned at the end, and then like just before he got home, but maybe he was poisoned earlier.
I think they said hits you within
like
1 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
So it was kind of outside the window of coffee. But if it was brucine, then he could have been poisoned in the coffee.
Yes.
And that would have been on it. Undetectable. He wouldn't have needed Joseph to like fudge the result.
Yes.
So Joseph might not have actively colluded in that, but I feel like he's got to be to some degree aware of what's going on. He's very Christoph coded, but I guess he could end up being Clavier coded in the end.
先生，
He's like, do I know somebody named something?
程守臣，你是什么时候见到沈先生的？
Toby Cheng. I love that she never calls him by just one name. She's like, Toby Cheng, what have you done this time?
Yep.
She's full naming him every time.
仲平可是我老同学的弟弟。
Yeah, I don't like the look
that.
on your face when you say
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna say that.
哪有的是，我只是想感谢他给了我独家专访的机会。
For
That is
another
fine. I'll
shitty
give you an
article.
exclusive.
Oh.
徐先
New
生，文
clues.
小姐，
New clues.
庭审要开始了。既然东西已经送到，我也就告辞了。好好表现。
Well,
He's like, I'm
thanks.
out.
Now I don't trust this to not have been tampered with.
Yeah, we'll have to be careful about that. He put it on the headphones.
Yeah.
He put on headphones. He took our machine.
For real soon.
Yeah, what were those headphones? That was weird.
No, because those are the headphones that Afu used for his communicator. So Afu just said this briefcase has some documents related to the case and the machine. So the communicator. So Toby stole it.
I guess is he gonna try to use it to like listen in on the trial?
Yeah, I think so. Because I was going to say, the thing is, I'm like, it seems weird that this ace reporter is like, I'll just not watch this trial where a famous detective is getting accused of murder.
I mean,
I'm not gonna.
I don't know how open
attend-
the trial is to the public. Like, there's some
Yeah,
kind
it's
of audience, but I don't know, like,
There is an audience.
who's
It's one of those
allowed
weird
in.
things where, like, we don't know who the audience is. Like, we don't know who the audience is in the Ace Attorney games either. These are just like
Yeah.
people who show up to the courthouse for fun.
Yep.
You know,
Yes, and you.
Oh,
will
he's
meet
here
more than
too.
one.
that fucking voice. And you will meet more than one. Ooh, I'm a vampire.
That's really cute, the little sprite of her holding the kitty.
What
Very
does he mean
adorable.
more than one wizard? Who's the wizard?
I wonder if it's the
Because her
judge.
dad is-
The two
Maybe the
judges are the wizards.
I guess that could make sense. I guess we'll find out. Because
原来这位
her dad's
就是
the Cowardly
江先生
Lion, Afu's the Scarecrow, and Watson is the Tin Woodman.
Yeah.
So we might have Watson, like, actively coaching her testimony, and we might have to work
Yeah.
around that.
That will be a problem.
毛茸茸的样子，甚是可爱。
He is adorable. She's
Most
adorable.
adorable murder case.
别来无恙。
Old Belle, fancy joining me for a cuppa later?
Old Belle.
Oh, they're
I'm
so
very
British.
you
You're still as refined as ever, Herman.
Only a refined person would drink tea.
Oh boy, no, I hate that they're friends.
Yeah.
贝尔爵士，没想到这小小的案件
Well,
把
I
你也
mean,
惊动
he
了。
doesn't need to be here, actually. We would
为
rather
省
he
公谢
wasn't.
传唤我孙女作证，我陪她出席，不会给诸位带来不便吧？不会，当然不会。
Of course not.
请问你就是巫师吗？
Oh, she can
Okay,
speak
so is he
Chinese.
the wizard?
是，是
He's like, sure. I've always wanted to be a
西
wizard.
西，爸爸和你说过的，在法庭上没有得到允许，不能随便说话。
Like, he's
好的，
really bad
谢谢
at
先生。
even you know, he's always like
无言无
sweating
忌，
every time
不
he's
碍事
talking
的。
to his daughter. He's very, very nervous.
Yeah.
And he cannot exert authority at all. And I'm just like, it's just really hard to imagine him murdering our brother.
Oh.
He's very
No.
pathetic.
A fluffy one has appeared.
关大人，
Like,
Look, there's a
I-
kitty
I-
on trial
马
too.
上调查吧。
Yeah, the kitty did the murder.
Yeah.
We're gonna prove it. You're gonna be like this cat hair was found in the slider of the gun. The cat murdered Stonewu to get access to all his fish.
Yep.
That night, Mr. Tinwood Man, Mr. Ginger, and I went to see magic.
I was not aware you could bring that.
After the show, Mr. Tinwood Man
After the show.
left to chop wood.
And that's
Left
what
to
the
chop
flyer's
wood.
gonna be
What does
for.
that mean?
Carriage home.
Because we know when the show ended.
Yeah, we do know that.
So that's what the flyer's for.
With the chopping
Boom,
wood,
case
though, what does that
closed.
mean?
On the way home, I fell asleep and I woke
He went
up
to murder people.
Yep.
Then I found
Well, that
Mr.
that
Ginger
sounds
was
important.
gone.
But when did you last
Woke
see
up
Mr.
to a
Ginger?
noise. Heard the
Thankfully,
gunshot.
The Scarecrow found him later.
南瓜马车，稻草人，魔法。
Like, are these
You
British
should take these all
slang? I don't
completely
know.
literally.
西西的想象力比较丰富，喜欢用童话来讲述
She-
自己的经历。
She literally went to see magic, and
Yeah.
was she like? Did she hear the
贝先
gunshot?
生
What?
我可以问
Yeah, I don't know what
Did
that was.
Watson do this? I'd sort of assumed he wasn't like directly involved because I assumed that we would solve the brother's murder
Yeah.
to get to nail him.
I mean,
so,
I don't know how she could have heard the gunshot
Yeah, I'm
from
not sure what's up
all
about
the way
that.
in the
But I
shop.
I mean, at the very least, we should go through these.
He was
because the
definitely doing
magic
something
performance-
suspicious. Yeah, I think I'll just go through all of them top to bottom.
Yeah.
Sissy, can you tell me about the magic show that night?
It's so cute when he's
Someone
speaking.
stole
Yeah,
the
it's
teacher's
adorable.
Card, but luckily, she had enchanted them,
Okay.
so she could call their names without even looking, and the magic worked. The cards suddenly turned into flowers, then the flowers into a dove. It flew away.
蒙眼
I mean, I
猜
feel
牌
like
纸牌
yeah.
变花，
it's like we know the magic show is there.
Yeah.
This isn't a,
Yeah,
a
we
big
know that.
mystery.
这是茱莉亚的魔术妙手生花。
The wonderful
贝先生
hand.
我可以问西西一些问题吗？
当然，
Okay.
Okay, what is the
What
chopping
do you mean
firewood?
chopping firewood?
Can you tell me about Mr. Tin Woodman chopping wood?
Mr. Tinwood Man has a sharp axe that can split any.
Well, that's weird.
Like, I don't see him literally just chopping wood. But
He's a
if that's like a
pharmacist.
euphemism for something else, that's concerning.
He's a pharmacist
After
slash
the show,
businessman.
He took his axe to chop wood so Cece could stay warm.
Oh, that one's confusing. I don't know what's up
这
with
次
that.
完全没听明白。
I mean, normally I would take that literally, but
But
he
like,
doesn't seem to
not in this
type.
context.
Yeah.
Watson's a crime boss.
Sissy.
Who is he killing?
Can you explain it to Mr. Scarecrow in a simpler way? After all, I haven't got a real brain yet.
That's so cute.
That is adorable.
我来解释一下西西的话。
Oh, I don't trust that. No.
表演结束
No,
后，
Watson.
樵夫贝尔有工作要处理，就让司机先送西西回家了。
So it's just like this is my livelihood. This is the wood
Yeah.
I chop.
Makes sense, yeah.
原来是这样。
So Cece can stay warm. It's like, yes, this is the money that pays for the electricity that warms the home.
当然，
But also, who did you murder, Watson?
Can you tell me what is the pumpkin carriage?
A pumpkin carriage is simply that, a pumpkin carriage. Mr. Scarecrow,
That's
haven't you
cute.
tried one?
Is it the
Some
train?
kind of
The
vehicle,
tram?
obviously. Yeah, probably the tram.
True.
Well, I guess not.
Man, I really hope this music isn't going to be copyrighted or anything.
Yeah.
This could be a
Is the
problem,
pumpkin
but
carriage pulled by horses?
we can hope.
I mean, it might be
There is
public
no
domain at
horses.
this point.
Of course, Mr.
The-
Witchman can do magic.
The
This is
piece
the waltz
is
of the
public
sugar.
domain, but specific performances can be copyrighted, and YouTube is really bad at telling them apart.
Yeah.
So, I've run into that problem before.
And the pumpkin carriage flies.
我明白了，是汽车。
It's a car. He's like, I know cars. I can build you a car if you want, Cece.
Yeah, they're too fancy to take the public transit.
Yeah.
Sissy, what does the noise at woke you up sound like?
It was a really loud noise.
Really
Could
loud.
it be the
So
sound of a gunshot? A loud bang?
No, it wasn't a bang. It was a dong dong.
A bell.
Was it the hour then? Would it have been like at 9?
响的咚咚咚声，难道是报时的钟声？
That makes sense.
Sissy, how many bell songs did you hear?
I feel like you can't reasonably expect her to remember
He's
that.
like, I was asleep.
Mr. Ginger, do you remember?
Mr. Ginger meows 9 times.
Neither Cece nor Mr. Ginger remember.
阿福，你对西西的证言怎么看？
It's good and it
只要把
proves Shen
证
is
言
innocent.
与这份证据结合起来，
This
就能
evidence.
知道江先生走失的大
But
体
we don't
时
actually
间。
know when he went missing.
No,
I
no,
mean,
we
we
do
can-
actually. Well, we can prove
there's-
that it was after Shen was arrested. That's what the poster's for, because it ends at 8:45.
But
which
did she
means
say that?
it?
Here, let me.
Yeah,
did
she
she
said
say
when
that
it
she had-
ended.
But did you say
Yeah.
that she had seen the cat before it ended?
Yes, after it ended, me and Mr. Ginger went with the.
Oh, so she took the cat with her
After
to the
the
magic show.
show,
Yes.
Mr. Ginger and
Okay,
I took a
yes.
pumpkin carriage home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's all then.
I was like, this is such a helpful testimony.
Sissy, do you know what is this?
Is it Miss Witch's picture?
Did she perform magic for you on the night that Mr. Ginger went missing?
Yes, she did. Miss Witch turned the cards into flowers.
江先生是在魔术表演散场后走失的，也就是晚上8点45分以后。
8:45
他被
after
关入
Shen
地
was
窖的时间
arrested.
不可能在这之前。而晚上8点30分时，沈先生就已经被捕。
Yeah, so somebody opened that door.
的确，
He's like, oh shit, dropped all charges, let's go.
关大人，贝先
And
生。
now Watson's gonna be the one who's like, not so fast. I've got a way to explain
Hello,
this.
Eris. Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
We're just, interrogating a cat. It's all good.
Yep.
对于辩护
you know,
人
pretty
这一
normal.
主张，检控人可有话要说。
辩护人的质疑是合理的。这次
Oh.
He's like, I've fully given up. I'm like, man, that's not very
Oh,
Edgeworth of
man.
you.
贝尔检察长，我可从没见
That's a
你
good
在法庭
face.
上认输啊！
江先生这一线索的出现，推翻了我之前的全部逻辑。
Mr. Ginger cracked this whole case wide open.
The best
即使
detective
命
in
案
the
发生在
game.
晚
Of
上8点
course.
进入地窖的人也一定会发现淑芳的尸体，
So it's like a bare minimum they did a crime of not reporting the
这
body.
不符合常理。
袁森，
That's just as bad as murder.
你以前没在法庭上输过。
Watson's like, no, Joseph, we
Julie,
should just let Shen get
Shen
arrested. Oh, he's like, actually, you can learn from this. He's being way too gracious in a
既
smarmy
然老
way.
贝尔发话了，我们就给案件画上句号，如何？
Since Mr. Bell's,
I don't know. I don't trust this.
贺大人和莫官，
I don't know
上
if
到一
he's
块儿去
talking
了
about Joseph or Watson. He's like, I think that since Watson says it's okay,
那
we
就请
should
被告
declare him innocent.
到公堂前来吧。
Yeah,
Thanks, Aerith. I'm
Watson's
glad you're
given up
enjoying the
pretty
streams.
easy.
We've been having a good time
Aw.
with this game.
It's been fun. It's a
Yeah.
fun game.
Did we actually do it? Jeez.
虽然本案的真凶尚未归案，
Which is wild. We never get this in Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
So I think Shen's going to investigate the rest of this, so, like, Afu's no longer the main character.
Probably. Unless there are objections. We're not done yet.
That's true. But, like, I figured it would be Watson, if anyone, who objects.
Yeah.
So...
Until the moment the judge finishes saying not guilty, where it's not
and
over.
Sometimes not even then.
Yeah. I don't know. I think once they've actually said it, it's over.
No, I mean, like, in one of the big Ace Attorney climaxes, it was a big point of, well, we already rendered a guilty verdict, and then we rendered a not guilty verdict, so I guess by that logic, we can still render a guilty verdict again. Verdicts don't mean anything anymore.
华人沈仲平涉嫌持枪杀害华人吴松涛一案。
Shen objecting? Yeah, that would be
Shen's
something.
like, I'm doing the Edgeworth. I'm doing the full Edgeworth.
被告沈仲平的判决结果为
Oh,
无罪。
we did it! Oh.
Yeah! Woo! So many questions left over.
Yeah, there's the whole thing of the Phantom Thief.
The whole thing of the Phantom Thief. We still gotta figure out who murdered
this?
Snowman.
Yeah.
What did Toby steal from our briefcase?
Or what did he
And
alter / plant in it?
How did Watson murder our brother, and why? And does Joseph know?
Oh.
且慢，
Damn it!
这个声音是
Who did it? Toby?
Uh-oh.
Damn it, Shen!
庭审还不能结束。
Okay.
Shen,
因为本案
are
的
you...
真凶就是事件长。
He's here in the courtroom.
He's
He's
like,
it's not
we're
me, it's somebody
we're
else."
doing the Ace Attorney thing. Can't end the trial until we have the real culprit. Oh, I saw her turn around for a second.
已经知道真凶了。
So Shen does think he did it. He thinks he dissociated.
Maybe. Or maybe he actually has figured out who actually did it.
It's either he's
We still haven't
gambling
questioned
to
that
Watson,
girl. I feel like she's gonna be involved somehow. Like, I don't necessarily think she's the killer, but I was very much expecting us to... Yeah, I was very much expecting us to get her testimony at some point.
Yeah, we've still got, like, so
警
many
官大人
loose
下令
ends.
暂时封锁此处，否则还会有命案发生。
Okay, no. He is not saying I did it. He's
Yeah.
saying person here did it.
但这可是在公共租界呀。
Could it be her? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
上海道
she
台
would have
I feel like-
the knowledge.
Yeah, it'd probably be between
Like
her
the
and
spell.
Officer Singh.
Yeah. Officer Singh is
一切说出
suspicious.
嫌犯
So
姓名，
Officer Singh is
自会将其
Or are they gonna make
suspicious
me decide?
because of the investigation. Oh yeah, shit. If we're gonna do that, we're in trouble. Can we save? We might want to save before we do this.
此案不仅仅是抓住凶手那么简单，另有幕后主使藏在暗处。
Okay, so we are taking down Watson.
Ooh.
幕后主使，
这起案件并非孤案，他与我追查了3年的旧案，
Ooh.
有着千丝万缕的
Oh
联系。
boy, he's tying that in. He's like,
tying
we are
it up
not, like, nobody
and not
is leaving this room
until-
until I have solved my brother's murder.
Let's do this.
Oh, we're doing it! Final case, let's go!
Final
与近日甚嚣
case.
尘上的大盗案也有关联。
And also somehow related to that.
That too. 3 cases in 1!
沈
Three
先
cases
生，
in one.
本法庭的管辖权仅限于你涉嫌杀害吴松涛
He's
一案
like, actually, no, this is an international case now.
无论是指控真凶，
Good thing we're in the mixed
大
court.
盗，都请移步旁边的
Yeah.
巡捕房。
Go to the police station.
经巡捕房查证后，再由检控人提起诉讼。
He's like, it's not gonna work.
如果此时结束庭审，必定再次
Yeah,
发生
but-
血案。
Somebody else is gonna die, Toby.
何大人，要不
I do think the second murder is gonna have to be Toby, because he's the other loose end from this case.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's
and he's not here right
probably
now,
why
so...
Yeah, he's not here right now. But again, he put on the listening device.
Yeah.
So
but
I'm
I mean, like, he's in
think...
danger.
Yeah,
presumably... Yeah, he's saying that the murderer is in here, so we can keep them locked away.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's why Shen had him bring us the briefcase, because so far it has not been evidence to prove Shen's innocence. I think that this was really more of a handoff to, like, get Toby the things he needs for safety. Like, he's passed off information and stuff.
They're gonna make me point a finger at someone. I mean, are we gonna go... Are we gonna try to go straight for Watson? I don't know.
I don't think so,
Yeah,
because
I
I think
doubt
Shen would
it.
just accuse him. I think this is like we have to do this very carefully so he doesn't wiggle out of it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm collateral, baby.
Oh,
He's
we've
like,
gotten into that
yeah.
before.
You've done it before. Like, we're just kind of gonna chill here. We have snacks, don't worry.
来人，封锁会审公廨，所有出入口。报告。
I like they're in ready mode.
未经允许，任何人不得出入。有劳了。
Yeah, I really hope we don't have to jump straight to an accusation.
Why is there one guy on the left randomly like a British officer? That's so
because
odd.
it's the mixed court.
I guess. But like, we haven't seen any others with that uniform before.
Well, I mean, the uniforms they have here in Shanghai are closer to the Western, like, because the guy on the right is wearing the more traditional.
Yeah, but then like the guys in the middle
wearing.
are also wearing a different uniform.
Yeah, but they're kind of a mixture of
Yeah.
Western and Eastern.
But then the guy on the left is just like purely Western.
Yeah, but it's like it's
it makes sense, I guess.
You've
but
got all the whole
it's still
spectrum.
like it's strange that we haven't seen any other like Western style officers before. Then he just looks really out of place.
We had our Scottish officer.
Yeah, but I mean, we saw them like in England, but
Yeah,
we
but
haven't
I
seen
mean-
any here before.
I'm just saying, I think that's just because they don't have that many.
Yeah, I
Alright.
阿
guess.
福和文小姐对凶手作案手法的推测是合理的。
How
那把
reasonable,
手枪
but I do have
也
some
的确是我
notes.
从212号储物柜里取出来的。此前，身为嫌疑犯，我的证言不被采信。
But now that I'm innocent, I can say
现
whatever
在
the fuck I want.
诸位应该可以相信，有人在利用巡捕房的抓捕行动陷害我。由于行动是保密的，栽赃能成功，必然满足2大前提：
A cop is
其一
involved.
栽赃者掌握大盗案的线报，并借此促成了抓捕行动；其二，栽赃者有机会把枪藏进剧院储物柜中。
Yeah, so both of those
So,
things
yeah,
point
this
to it
is-
being a
this is-
police officer. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that what you said, it's not just about the culprit. There is a mastermind
Yeah,
here.
but I think
too.
we're starting with
So I
the
think
culprit
that-
though.
Yeah.
既掌握大盗案线报，同时也有机会把枪藏进储物柜的人，似乎
I feel like
Are we
it's gonna
still
have
also?
to
Yeah, are we still suspecting Wu though, or is it gonna have to be Singh? I feel like it's probably Singh.
be. I feel like Singh is stronger because he was the one who specifically said, "I searched all of these." Singh is
Yeah.
to the left.
Yeah, no, I saw him. I was just browsing through
Okay,
what
cool.
options
You're
we
just- you're
have.
just going through. Singh is the one who said, "I searched every
Yeah.
single locker."
It's
and
Ginger,
there
of
was
course.
nothing in it." And we said, "Well, what about the bag?" And he was like, "I guess I missed
Yes,
the bag."
yes. He must be Ginger. Look at those innocent little eyes.
Innocent little
He
eyes.
couldn't have done it.
He's never done anything wrong in his life ever.
You know what?
No.
For
No.
you.
Oh god, I hate the joke endings.
For you, chat.
Go for it. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
No, it's the small child.
Do whatever you want.
We have
Is
to.
it still a poo? No. The cat. It is not the cat. Oh god, yeah.
大人没有听错，是我指错了。我
Oh no, we don't
Oh,
even.
it's not even. It's
special
not
ending
even
for
funny
that?
dialogue. What? That was just generic
that's
dialogue.
sad.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Alright, boring sing.
Okay.
2个
Disappointing.
条件都符合的人只有辛格巡长。
Sergeant Singh, we really wanted to believe the best of you. Because we wanted to believe the worst of Officer Wu. You've both disappointed us now.
在五巡捕说出那几句证词时，你就意识到自己暴露了吗？
案件发生那天晚上，我们接到命令，晚上7点15分在灵秀剧院集合。到现场才知道，原来辛格巡长接到了线报。
Yeah. He had just happened to receive this tip-off. I had also been wondering, like, why they decided to move on this tip-off, since they'd been getting so many, like, fake ones.
They've been getting tons.
Yeah. Like, why did this one actually warrant a search? I think it's because it was an inside job.
It's an inside job.
行动之前，辛格巡长就检查过那些储物柜了，都是空的。
Yes, Sergeant.
I forgot that it was before the operation. So before the rest of the police even got there, he claims he already went through the lockers.
Them all, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh boy.
你就是在检查储物柜的时候，把枪放进去了吧？
我说，你真以为这种拙劣的套话技巧能
This
让我
clumsy
上当？
ploy.
你不过就是想报复而已。
For what? If you didn't frame me, why would I want
秘密抓捕
revenge?
行动的安排，应该只有你和参与的巡捕们知道。你又是其中唯一独自去过剧院的人。
Yeah.
不是你放的枪，还能是谁？
Also, you took the safe.
我们这次行动完全是为了追踪那个狡猾的大盗。
That thief.
我是接到线报才安排的行动。
The thief was Stone Wu. He stole the
辛格巡
Coca-Cola
长，
formula.
可否展示一下线报？
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I mean.
给你看看也无妨。 9月14日晚8点半，沪上密客将在灵秀剧院储物柜交接赃物。
Hmm.
线报没有署名，上面的字
So why
都
did
像是从
you?
报纸
Yeah,
上
it's
剪
super
下来的。
suspicious
listen to it?
looking, yeah.
We had those big
这
pile
张
of
纸条的
letters.
样式与先生收到的那2张纸条完全一致。
Hmm.
不知这条线报是从何而得的？
那是机密，我凭什么告诉你们？
Well, because we accused you of murder.
提供线报的人很可能就是杀害吴老板、陷害沈先生的凶手。你不想抓住他吗？
辛格巡长，请公开线报的来源。作为检察官，我有权了解这一情况。
He's like, I'm just a humble British
那是
lawyer.
悬赏信箱中的一封匿名信。
Yeah, and you have hundreds of those.
Yeah, you have so
Sorry.
many.
看在
Yeah,
天
what
神的份
makes
上
you think that
我
this
说的是
one?
真的。是那凶手太狡猾，用假线报误导了我们。
Uh-huh. Yeah, like all those other cunning
Some other
murderers.
person did that.
敢问辛格巡长，14日晚上，巡捕房共组织了几次抓捕行动？
Yes, thank you.
当然只有一次了。
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
这就有些奇怪了。既然悬赏信箱中的信件能引发抓捕行动， 那为什么这件证物没有？
Yeah, present evidence.
Do we have the rest of the? Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, a whole bunch.
我曾听五巡捕说起过悬赏大盗案线索的事。
悬赏发布后，我们接到了各种各样的举报，但大多都是道听途说、捕风捉影，反而给调查平添了许多困扰。
我自己也见到过几封信件，预测9月14日大盗的活动。敢问辛格巡长，这封信到底有什么特别的，以至于在这么多线报中，只有他引发了抓捕行动呢？
这。
Oh, what have you got?
我担任巡长多年，自然有自己的判断。
Is like, I'm just that good.
Yeah, it was like it was my sergeant intuition.
I went into my mind palace.
做出判断的。
一般悬赏信箱中的信件都会留下地址，因为举报人的目的是拿赏金。
I will admit that's actually a decent point.
That's something, I guess.
It's something.
Can we check the other ones and see if those have it?
Yeah.
经验和直觉告诉我，这条信息可能是真的，所以我安排了抓捕行动。
辛格巡长基于经验采取行动，倒也无可厚非。
It's not unreasonable. He's pretty jumpy like that.
我恐怕是被凶手利用。
It's like I'm just an innocent stooge in this game of chess.
沈先生，你还有其他要指控的人吗？请抓紧
You have
时间
anyone else you
吧。
want to accuse? Like we might as well get it all over with.
这封信是新证据，我需要再仔细观察一下。
Yeah.
All right.
Take a
let's
look
take
at
a
it.
look.
Yeah. Flip it over.
Yep.
辛格巡长的理由似乎也说得过去。先生还在怀疑他吗？
事情没那么简单，看看能否从信上找到些蛛丝马迹。
All right.
All right. Can we see anything on this side first?
Yeah. They look very similar, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta find who's good at decoupage.
Okay, yeah, tracing the source of the paper could... Let me smell!
Let me smell. Undoubtedly newspaper ink.
Okay,
I
is there
do
gonna
love
be
that,
anything
like,
else
he
on any of
actually...
these?
Can we rotate it?
This is common stationery, easily found anywhere.
Oh, we've got voices now.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Okay.
Let me smell.
Anything
Hello,
else?
Sue.
I think. Okay, so let's...
Rotate. Yeah, there we go.
Huh, that's...
Start rubbing
not
on the back.
super useful.
Shen, it seems like there are other words on the back of the letter. But it's not very clear.
Alright, time for a rubbing, probably. Try holding it up to the light. Or
But we
that.
don't have... Can we hold it up to the light?
Hmm.
Oh, there are indeed words.
I don't know how well
do
you can
those-
see them on your screen.
Oh, no. Yeah, I can see them here. Let me see what they look like on the stream.
Sorry
they're
if they're
hazy
not
on
very
the screen.
visible. But yeah,
They are on the stream, but
there's
like
not a
they're
lot
kind of
useful you can
hazy
see
in
on there,
general.
really. Like, do I have a
So-
cursor that I can...
Yeah. Because these are the words on the other side of the
Yeah.
newspaper,
Yeah.
you know?
There's one that has a piece of a hat that looks like Shen's
piece of a
hat,
hat,
so I think
yeah.
it's from the article about Shen.
Lupin. One of them it says Lupin, which it's like, I
Yeah.
think that's from, it's literally like the book.
Maybe.
too messy. Difficult to distinguish. But it suggests that that one maybe isn't about...
Can we find
to
a way
remove
to
the
remove
paper? Yeah, sorry, no, I
fragments?
wasn't trying to push. I'll try heating it up with fire to melt the adhesive. Just start a fire in this lockdown courtroom. We're investigating!
That's doing it by itself, by the way. Thanks, Afu.
It should be almost done.
Alright, are we just gonna grab these off one by one?
Peel.
We sin.
What if that is like a... We sin? When sin? It's you, sin!
I don't know.
I should have known. The last assistant was the murderer, too.
What's about me? Don't speak without thinking.
Like, I'm wondering if it... Yeah, I don't think this is going to be, like, an extra secret message, but, like...
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're just going to use it, potentially, to figure out
figure out the source of this.
Yeah, where it came from. I don't know how useful that would be, though, if there's, like, this newspaper that, you know, anyone has access to.
Newspaper text. Yeah. One of them, I'm like, Lupin suggests that it's the book, the story, Arsène Lupin, which is like, okay,
it could be an article about the book.
It could be an article about it, but like...
Or just something like some newspaper article making a literary reference.
Yeah, but still. There are also flowers, lupines.
Yeah, it is a flower.
That could be ingredients for a pharmaceutical thing.
Maybe.
Oh, Lim, I feel like I've seen this word before.
It should be Olympiad. As I know, London is currently hosting the games of the... Is that supposed to be 4 or IV? I don't know.
Unclear.
Some kind of Olympiad.
Well, spicy.
Yeah, that could be taken in certain ways.
Prison.
It's funny that that one didn't get any comments. It's okay. Let's keep looking.
Afu's like, I was in jail for 2 hours and it was 2 hours too many.
These paper fragments were all cut from newspapers.
Like, we did know that because of Afu's nose.
We're currently looking at the backside of the newspaper content. The PTSD, yeah. I don't understand so far what the significance of all these are. Oh, well, that...
Yeah,
I guess that could be connected with the Olympiad thing.
Roman numeral 4, not very common, should refer to the games of the 4 Olympiad.
So would this actually be like the 4th Olympic Games or something?
Maybe. That would be when everyone was still taking amphetamines. So... will we send a team to participate someday?
Someday, Afu.
Someday, Afu. Lupin. In that case, the Shanghai Phantom actually has some similarities to Lupin.
Sure. I mean, maybe that's what the article was from. It was comparing the Phantom Thief.
No, holding a gun. That's Shen's arrest picture.
Yeah.
So that means the newspaper was cut out after he got arrested.
Yeah.
Boom, evidence.
That's so funny. What a stupid thing to do.
You dumbass, Sergeant Singh.
I'm just imagining him just like doing this on the spot of like, oh shit, I need to come up with some evidence, and just like turns around with his back to the court.
He's like, I'm not the scrapbooking champion of Shanghai for nothing.
Amazing. I was gonna try to bring up the evidence to see if we have that article and can compare, but yeah, you're totally right. Yeah. That's from his arrest.
That's from his arrest. I'd recognize that hat anywhere, and that's why it's important he's wearing that specific hat. There's a picture on the back of the paper fragment. It looks like a hat. Holding a gun.
A hat holding a gun, obviously.
And there are 3 partial words, each only half. Well, A is a full word, Afu.
looks like the words holding a gun.
This hat. The more I look at it, the more familiar it becomes.
Tuesday stream! It sure is!
It's, yeah! Italian Trevere streams Tuesdays! Man,
Welcome!
how did you get them to embed the advertisement in the game?
Breaking the fourth wall. Yeah, the game is watching us.
We did it. We're famous.
Oh.
The Hongyong Ironworks.
Yeah, well, that's from that article.
By the way,
Yep.
Are we switching who's when now that Shen's back in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if he's officially back in our party, we can switch back if you want to be
All
her
right.
now.
Yeah, we could
Go for it.
shuffle things around. Han Young? Why would Han Young be mentioned suddenly? Is this your report, Kosin?
先生，我想到了。
Shen, I got it!
We didn't get to all the
please,
words.
traces.
We missed
We
those
didn't get
last
all the
two.
words. We missed the
灵
last
秀
two.
剧院背面的图案是你的
The
帽子
pattern on the back of the Lyceum Theater. It's
Oh,
your
this
hat!
is voice now, so we can
Oh, right, I
guess let
forgot.
it do its thing.
的确
Back to voices.
Yep.
难道写匿名信的人在暗示什么？
Huh? I mean, not
So it's
necessarily.
okay.
I don't think it's a secret message. I think that's just where they happen to get
这
things.
纸片有
It's
加
okay,
工补
Fu.
绘的痕迹吗？
没有，都是油墨印的。
你记得哪些报纸刊登过我的照片吗？
Apparently we do have evidence, yes.
So this is the Hanyang case, and then this is the arrest.
That's the news of Shen's arrest.
I mean,
Content
do we want to
going
just submit both of them?
Well, I think we got to start with this one because
That's the more interesting one for sure. But
Yeah.
the Hanyang one is also relevant here.
侦探沈仲平昨夜遭逮捕，
we might get
持枪
both,
闯
but
剧院，究竟为哪般？
why broke
那
into
答
the
案
theater holding a
就
gun?
显而易见了。
Yeah, Toby is really sloppy. He just drops entire grammatical phrases.
辛格巡长，你出示的匿名信是伪造的。
你凭什么这么说？
匿名信上的纸片是从报纸上剪下来的。这一张尤为特殊，它的背面画着我先生的帽子，并写有
Well,
持枪
I
二
think
字
it's a photograph of Fu.
And also, that's clearly a different
Gun.
cutout. Yeah, this one just says gun.
Gun.
它来源于9月15日
So, okay,
报上的一篇报道。
you know, this
Yeah,
is
it, obviously
clearly
it was, you know, had to be
in
translated.
Chinese
Yeah.
first, and they're just translating
Yeah.
it, which is why, like, you know, in English media, they're usually like cutting out letters instead of specific words. But
Yeah.
it's like if you've got to do kanji, you've got to do kanji.
Yeah.
So, why broke into the theater holding a gun? Well, Finn, why broke into the theater?
纸片的背面怎么会有我家先生被捕的新闻？
I do
Just such
like
a
how even though
stupid
Shen
mistake.
is the main character again, Afu's still the one talking.
Of course, he's still the defense attorney.
He's the defense attorney.
Shen's
Sit
just
down,
the detective.
报社，
He's been Shen has been relegated to
He's the
gumshoe.
gumshoe.
Yeah.
写匿名信的人来自报社。
Uh-huh. Yeah,
not
he
possible.
wrote this tip-off letter. And
Before
I mean, I
Shen
guess
was arrested?
maybe if they'd been planning to frame Shen from the start and they like pre-wrote an
Ooh,
article
the
or
fake
some
mug
shit.
shot.
Yeah, that's so weird. What's he trying
he's
to
not that good
argue
at
here?
art.
货报是日报，当日印刷，当日售卖。即便是报社编辑，也没有办法提前一天拿到报纸。
Especially when the news hasn't happened.
Yeah.
信哥，是你杀害了乌松涛吗？
He might confess to framing Shen, but he's not admitting to the murder yet.
你不说话，那就是默认了。
That's how it works.
辛格
Do not have the right to remain
你我
silent.
素不相识，只有那日下午在洋货铺中有过一面
We
之
don't know each other. We only briefly met in the
你不会
store.
平白无故栽赃于我，除非有人指使你。
Or unless he needed to commit a crime and you were just convenient, but I don't think that's the
Convenient.
case. Like, there definitely would have been easier people to frame than the literal detective.
Yes.
不是的，
It's like, I just saw you. Yeah. But you did do it.
那你为何要陷害我家先生？
He's gonna say that it's because he recognized Shen as a great famous detective, so if he was going to get away with it, he would have to.
够了，我承认了，
Wow, you cracked
是我
easy,
干的
okay.
这一切都是我
You did
干
it
的。
all? Which is like, what's Watson holding over him?
Yeah.
肃静，
That he'll confess to that, but not to being
行格巡
instructed
长。
by him.
你为何要杀害吴松涛？
He was the Shanghai
我
Phantom.
要把柄被他捏
Oh,
在手里
evidence。against him. Okay.
Okay. Well, he was
Blackmailing?
definitely, yeah, he was involved in corrupt dealings for
他
sure.
以此三番威胁我，我就杀了他，灭口。
And that's why he took the safe.
那你为何要
He's
陷
like,
害
the
沈
safe
先
is
生
full
呢？
of the evidence.
因为他是完美的
A
替罪羊，
perfect
你
scapegoat.
正好被我遇上了。
I always think, who's the best detective in the
这倒是能
world when
说
I want to
通。
frame someone for murder?
Yep.
贺大人怎么看？
既然辛格巡长已经认罪，就交由巡捕房收押
Well,
吧。
he confessed. But wait, there's more.
Mhm.
这
Objection.
个案子几经周折，
Oh, you ain't
He's had
seen
his
nothing
whiskey.
真
yet.
相大白了。
We're definitely done. There's nothing more that's gonna happen.
那还不是真相。
Oh, yeah.
He's like, there's more.
沈先生有什么要补充的吗？
Yes, obviously.
辛格
That's
巡
why
长
he spoke up.
只是栽赃陷害我之人，但不是杀害吴松涛的凶手。
Ooh.
Hmm.
What does Watson have on
沈仲
him?
平，我已经认罪了，你还想要怎样？
The
按照文
truth.
小姐和阿福推测的作案手法，辛格巡长有确切的不在场证明，不可能分身去洋货
That's
铺杀
that's
人。
actually a good
Yeah.
point. He was busy booking Shen.
这怎么可能？
辛格巡长的不在场证明，我好像的确听巡捕们说起过。
Yeah, he was interrogating Shen. Didn't sleep well. Being the stealthiest man.
可是，如果辛格巡长不是凶手的话，那凶手又会是谁？
Watson, you
凶手
son of
熟
a
悉洋货
bitch.
铺，知道地窖的存在，也清楚吴松涛藏手枪的位置。
Well, maybe it is the assistant.
Yeah, familiar with the store at least definitely would imply the assistant.
更关键的是，我
The
再次
thing
见到
that
此
I
人时，
think
此人身上多了一处痕迹。
Are we saying that those
Oh.
marks on her wrist were? I still don't
Yeah, then
understand
it
what
is the
that's from
assistant.
though.
Yeah,
Like,
I
how
mean,
would
at
she have gotten
struggle,
that in the? I guess if she like fought with him, but
She did
we
have to
didn't
tie
have
him up.
other. Yeah, but you would have thought that she'd knocked him out first and then tied him up when he was
But, like,
knocked
there
out.
could have been a struggle as she was knocking
It
him out.
could. Like, we didn't see any other, like, signs of struggle on him. Or, like, in the room. But maybe.
是在作案过程中产
But
生的。
yeah, she's the one who had the mark.
Yeah.
熟悉洋货铺，身上多了特殊的痕迹。
Yeah, because the thing that makes me think, I don't think Watson would be familiar with a foreign goods store because Wu was definitely cooking up the Coca-Cola without his knowledge. So, all the way in the back.
先生，我知道了，丁香姐 才是真正的凶
She's
手。
right there.
没
Grab
错，
her, boys.
杀害吴松涛的人，正是洋货铺的女店员丁香。
怎么会是他？
So, like,
丁香，请到案前来吧。
the framing of Shen is a separate thing then that she just took advantage of. Right?
I don't see how that would happen. Like, she would have had... Like, they would have had nothing to frame him for without her, so...
Well, I mean, if they were just trying to frame... They were originally trying to frame him for being in collusion with the Phantom. Like, that was the thing that the frame-up was happening.
I mean, either they had, like, colluded in advance on this whole plot, or, like...
Well, because, okay, so, and yes, came in at a time.
You did.
A lot's
yeah,
happened.
Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could make it. Yeah.
A lot's
Stuff is
happened.
happening.
So
basically, we did manage to clear Shen's name, but then he's like, no, this trial does not end until we get to the bottom of everything. We're locking down this courthouse and figuring this shit out. So now we're trying to find the real
he says
culprit.
it's related
including
to
the
Brian's
mastermind,
case.
yeah.
The mastermind.
We're doing
it. The
it.
thing is, we're not, like, it's got to be Watson who's the mastermind at this point. And this is the thing, because, like, we have just accused the assistant of being the one, Sergeant Singh framed Shen. He's the one who set up the gun and everything. But the assistant appears to be the one who killed him, because she's the only one who knows enough about the store and the cellar to be able to set it up. And also... he was like, when I saw her again, she had a new set of marks that were presumably gained when she was murdering Stone Wu, and we're like, oh, because the assistant had like those wrist marks. So, her. The thing is, like, she's not the mastermind of the whole thing. That's got to be Watson.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, I don't think that she induced Sergeant Singh to frame Shen, because, like, Shen was not originally being framed for the murder. He was being framed for phantom thief operations.
Yeah.
And I'm like, honestly, I think that actually makes a lot more sense if you're Watson, shady guy in the shadows. Shen Chongping is here. Thank you, Toby. That was definitely Toby in there. Because I'm like, if you want to frame Shen for murder to get him out of the way because he's digging too deep, that means you are killing somebody in order to frame him. And, like, we know Watson, he murdered our brother. He probably doesn't care about, like, the ethics of it. But I'm like, that's effort, you know? Yeah, Watson and Cece are in the audience because we had to, the cat was the witness to question the murder,
Ginger, yeah.
so we brought her in. We had to question the cat. It was very necessary.
Yeah, he's the one who cleared our name.
Like, yeah, no, that was, and that's the thing. Watson was like, as soon as Joseph was like, oh yeah, you're right, the cat was locked in the cellar after Shen got arrested. So somebody was in there and opened up the cellar. So they're either the killer or somebody very suspicious who didn't report the body. And so he was like, yeah, that makes sense. Shen's innocent. And Watson was like, oh, wow, you've never... hang on, what's the Watson voice? You've never lost a case before, my son. This could be a learning experience. So he was, like, strangely blasé about letting Shen off the hook. And I'm like, the thing is, I think that makes sense. Because if you're killing somebody just to frame Shen for murder, to get him out of the way, I feel like at that point, it is a very extreme action that maybe doesn't even really match up with, like, what you're trying to get him out of the way for. Like, it's just a lot of mess. You've done a crime that could get you in really significant trouble if anybody put the pieces together, and you have given the defendant, this great detective, a reason to put the pieces together, you know?
Yeah.
I think what they were trying to do with the frame up was just get Shen in a jail cell for a few days. I think that was literally it. Because if he's getting framed for being the Shanghai Phantom, he has an alibi. He was not in Shanghai when the theft happened. It would be trivially easy to prove his innocence, get him out of jail. The whole point was not to permanently get him out of the way, because that's the other thing. If you want to permanently get him out of the way, which is what getting him convicted of murder would do, just kill him. Like, if you're gonna kill somebody to get him out of the way, just kill him. It's much simpler, you know?
Yeah.
0 chance he will come back from the dead for that, you know?
Yeah, the Indian officer is all mad because we just finished accusing him of framing Shen, but also he then tried to confess to doing the whole thing of the murder and the framing, and Shen was like, no, you just did the framing and not the murder.
You couldn't have.
And he was very upset by that.
Yeah, because Sergeant Singh was, like, interrogating Shen all night, basically. So it's like, he could not have done the murder.
And
so
also, just to clarify, Kit, we were, like, joking about cross-examining the cat. We were cross-examining the little girl.
Yeah, we were just asking her when the cat went missing, and we established that happened after Shen was arrested. Yeah. So the cellar door had to have been open at that point. For Sergeant Singh, it's possible that Watson's got, like, some serious hold over him, but it also could be he's just, like, in love with
he could be actually trying to cover for her,
just trying to protect her, and that's why he's so mad. But yeah, so I guess my point is, I am not totally sure, because, like, he mentioned the mastermind, and maybe he is just talking, like, he could just, no, I mean, he said it was related to Brian's case, which means that this is where we take down Watson, who I guess is involved with this somehow.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, given that this whole thing, Shen was not meant to take the fall for murder, implies that the murder kind of, like, escalated. Like, that could be why that she has these wounds, because he was fighting back or something. It was to some degree they were fighting each other, and she's just like, oh shit, I've knocked him out, I've had him up, I've got to...
If this was part of some kind of plan to frame Shen, what are you claiming was supposed to happen with him then?
Just that he gets arrested for a sting related to the Shanghai Phantom.
But, like, what about, was the stuff, you're saying the stuff with Stonewu was not supposed to happen at all?
Yeah, I think that it happened.
That, like, the store assistant just did that on her own and happened to do that.
Did that on her
own, not quite
or
on her
something.
Own.
Maybe Watson was, like, doing 2 plans at once. He was playing, like, speed chess. But
yeah, it's hard to say.
I don't think that what's been happening makes sense as, like, literally the plan was always to frame Shen for murder. I don't think that fits with what we've got so far.
Yeah, I feel like the current, like, murder stuff is too well integrated into this whole plot to have been unrelated, but yeah, like you said, it's possible that there was some kind of speed chess going on to, like, adapt to
and I mean, it could still be related. Like, if, for example, because we know Stonewu stole Watson's cola recipe. So if, for example, the shopkeeper was secretly working for Watson,
Kitty is back,
then that could have easily, like, escalated and become a situation where she's like, oh, he's found out too much, I've got to kill him. You know? Something like that. I guess we can play and find out.
Yeah.
给大家添麻烦了。我只是好奇庭审是什么样的，才过来旁听的。
Man, we're gonna look like real assholes.
丁香， 对于沈先生的指控，你有什么要说的吗？
沈先生说的对。
Her name is spelled differently on her name card there.
这一切都是我的错。
She's not gonna confess that easily, though.
老板肯定是因为雇佣我才死。
Yeah.
我经常搞砸事情，让他不满。
She did, yeah, when we last talked to her, she did have that, like, oh, I'm a curse, misfortune
Yeah, there's
follows me wherever I go.
There's like gangs after me.
There's gangs after me, it's a whole thing.
我还是个倒霉的人，总是给别人带来
So
恶
she's
业。
like, oh, he's right, I am a murderer, I'm so cursed.
真的很后悔。
It's like, no, we're not
如果我没
accusing
有
you of
去养
being
护工作，
unlucky.
就不会有这样的结局。
What if she actually like works for those gangs that she claims to be so
Like,
afraid
I'm
of?
so unlucky. Just because I work for and take money from a whole bunch of gangs, misfortune
你
follows
确
me
定
everywhere I
丁
go.
香姑娘是杀人凶手？她看起来很内向，人畜无
Yeah, that's how
害。
they get you.
Yeah, nobody ever lies in court.
丁香姑娘，我很好奇一件事。我听说，初次现场调查时你也在，并且协助巡捕清点了现场物
Yeah.
品，但巡捕却没有发现厨房中有地窖。
Yeah, that is a
吴
little
老板真的没和
suspicious.
你提过这个吗？
我不知道。
You don't know?
我才
Well,
刚来
I'm
到
very
英国
bad at
不
my
久，
job. I don't pay
一切都
attention.
还在慢慢适应中。
For a short time.
都怪我。
So she was
工作
infiltrating.
不够努力。如果我能赢得老板更多的信任，或许他就会把重要的事情告诉我了。
沈先生，
Yeah,
你有
okay,
证
so
据能证
actually,
明丁香是凶手
vis-a-vis
吗？
my theory of Shen was just meant to be locked up for a few days, I guess the thing that is a very fair point against it is that was definitely Stonewoo's gun in the locker. So, like, that's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess this was a very elaborate playing the very long game.
你注意到了吗？
Yeah,
在丁香的
Afu,
身
were
上
you paying
有一处痕
attention?
迹，是在作案过程中产生的。
I mean, it looks like that's just from her like scratching at her wrists all the time, but I guess it could be something else. Oh my god. Are you serious? Why are these
Wrist injury.
Why are these considered separate things? Calluses
Well,
on
because
right
one of
hand
them
and
is
wrist
calluses, which is a different thing.
injury. How can we tell that one of them is a callus and the other is a wrist injury? I can't tell from here
Well,
at least.
because one
But I
of
guess it
them,
would
I mean,
have
I
to be
think they're
the-
both wrist injuries. I
Yeah.
think the calluses are like calluses on the finger. So yeah, I feel
no, I
like
think
it's the
that's
wrist
just-
injury. Early
Okay, yeah.
frostbite, so she was in the
Frostbite,
cellar.
Why would she have the like, you know, dry ice or fish or whatever on her wrists?
Because she picked it up to shoot through it.
But why would it be there, like on the back of her wrist?
I don't know.
On her
She's
fingers,
got
I
it
could
holding
understand,
fish.
but what?
She's a misfortunate person.
Okay, I am
the fish
curious to see
flopped
what they
around
would
and hit her
say
in the
about like
face.
the calluses. A gun callus. Ooh, that's interesting. Because like you wouldn't get that just from like firing a gun once. That would be
Yeah,
from
so
like
I guess she's working with the mob. But I do think the thing is actually the frostbite.
yeah. No, I think
Because
I think
that's
it's the
what proves
frostbite, but we
she's
can
in
take a
the
look at some of this
cellar.
other stuff.
It's September. You shouldn't be getting frostbite in September.
Too uniform in color,
Likely
with overly
painted on.
distinct edges
She's
and
just
orderly
fully
distribution.
a hit
Likely
woman.
painted on, yeah.
She is a hit woman.
Yep. Her eyes lack genuine emotional fluctuation, revealing a
We
cold
are-
indifference as her true nature.
We are pulling some, like, weird profiling stuff. A
Yeah.
carefully made wig.
What does the shoulder band say?
This
Medicine,
lady
apparently.
is fake as fuck.
Yep. The roots slightly mismatched with the scalp. color too uniformly perfect, suggesting a carefully made wig.
It's like, I'm an expert at this.
What?
Yeah, so...
This is bizarre. Do we want to point out... I mean, obviously I would start with the wrist injury, but, like, I feel like there's so many suspicious things we could point out.
There's a lot going on, but, like, the thing that proves that she was in the cellar is the wrist injury.
I mean, honestly, it says what evidence can expose her lies and reveal her as the murderer. I feel like a lot of this could work for that. But let's start with the wrist injury.
Yeah, but she said, I have never heard of the cellar.
丁香姐，如果你不知道书房中有地窖，那你手腕上的冻伤是怎么回事？
丁香姑娘手腕上还真有一拳冻伤。
We all can recognize the telltale signs of
跟江先
frostbite.
生一样接触了干冰吗？
时值9月，天气尚晚。
It's September.
若不是接触了干冰，丁香姑娘的手腕上怎么会留下冻伤？
不知这干冰是为何物啊？
干冰是二氧化碳凝固的产物，很罕见，主要用于保鲜和制作汽水。
Carbonated drinks. That's right, this is all about Watson Cola.
Of course.
Brian died because he figured out the cola recipe.
Gasp.
He knew too much.
这是几天前我帮老板搬鱼时
I will say, what if it is a long shot, but what if Brian is the one who invented Watson Cola and Watson's like, I don't want to share the profits with you?
Of course.
He discovered it accidentally while trying to come up with a cure for opium.
我是指石先生你们来的那天上午。
不必再撒谎了，丁香姑娘。
If that is your real name.
丁香，帮我招呼下李小姐。
好的。
我们来拜访时，你的手上并没有伤痕。不仅我见到了，五巡捕、李小姐和阿福也都能作证。
先生到底是先生，当时丁香姐的手上还真是没有
It's
伤
like
痕
I know because I just went there in my mind palace.
Yep.
And that's why you pay attention to the sprites.
事已至此，你还不愿卸下伪装吗？
Ooh, I can't wait to see what she actually looks like. Oh God, what?
看来这种内向人设
That's a terrifying face.
She's like, well,
Holy
you
shit.
got me. Now I'm gonna have to murder all of you.
With the fangs and everything. Oh God.
Like, I've killed more at once
Oh,
before,
I
so.
hate those eyes. Oh God.
你是什么时候看出来的？
Did she just like wipe off the makeup on her face too?
Yeah, just with one arm.
Yeah. Oh boy.
那天下午在洋货铺中，我就注意到你右手虎口有明显的剪痕。
He's like, I just regularly check people for signs that they're a trained assassin.
Oh boy.
这是长时间握持枪械的典型迹象。
你果然很有趣，难怪名气那么大。先前是我拖大了。
可惜，当时我只是觉得奇怪，却没能产生足够的警觉。
He's like, you know, a lot of people have prolonged use of firearms. It's, you know.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna question your mysterious past. Like,
Yeah.
it's your business.
直到我发现你乔装来到庭审现场，才完全证实了心中的猜想。
It's like, yeah.
什么猜想？
Hello,
You're
I
part
don't know
of
how
the
to say your name. Quantuniverse. Anyway, thanks for coming to the stream. I hope you're not skipping too much, because yeah, there's there's stuff going on.
Spoilers abound, but
Yeah.
你是受托杀人，目的是灭口。
your purpose was to silence.
那么，沈先生以为我为何要来这里？
得手之后，你本可以远走高飞，
Okay,
却
because
反而冒险来
she's
观审的理由只有一个。
to kill somebody else. Toby question mark?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, you've already finished the game? Okay, that's not that then. Alright.
Alright, no,
你的任
sounds
务
good
还没有
then.
结束。
Alright.
Also, did somebody want to, like, restrain her?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I kind of still want her and the Indian officer to be lovers somehow. That would be a twist.
Like, God help me, but look at that woman.
快将那丁香拿下！
大人且慢，
He's like, wait.
我还有话要问他。
I mean, you should probably still restrain the literal assassin.
He's like, that won't help.
我知道你想问什么，不过我
He's
只和
like,
死人讲真话。
That's quite a line.
so, well, I'm a lie.
如果我没
So
猜错，
you're lying when you say
这
that.
一切都
So
是为了交代我哥哥命案的真相。
Ooh.
please.
仲，这段时间，你到底查到了什么？你认为当年案件的真相
Yeah, so this is
又是
the
怎样的？
this is the Bruce scene.
Yeah. Oh, we're loading.
I will say it interrupts
Where are
the
we
music
going?
at a very funny time.
Yeah. Ooh. Evidence.
Switch to evidence. Officer Wu.
先生，吃饭了。
I love that. Shen just been like sketching out the crime and evidence on the wall of his prison
Recreating
cell.
his murder wall.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Did Officer Wu smuggle us some clues? Are you actually hot because you're helpful?
谢谢吴巡捕，放在地上就好。
好，那我晚些再来收。
I'll collect it later, but you really should look at it, Shen. The murder board.
何必装出一副努力查案的
Yes, here we go.
你心里清楚的很，吴松涛一死，前面的努力又都白费了。我说过，这件事不用你管。你浪费了3年时间，现在弄得自己身陷囹圄，
You're
Yep,
not
he's
being
back.
very helpful, Shadow Shen.
却还在嘴硬。
Face reality, John. The one who killed your brother was himself.
Young
So
man,
the
I'll
thing
say
that
this one last
he's-
time.
Were you saying something?
He's not giving up on that. What? I'm like, why is Shadow Shen saying that?
Your brother has recent bruising on the fingertips. Similarly, there are fresh scratches on the chair legs where he was sitting. This indicates that he was still conscious shortly before his death. But even with your suggested method, a conscious person awaiting death from a falling dagger should still be considered a suicide.
I mean, he was
up
probably,
to-
yeah, mostly paralyzed, but I guess
was
had
paralyzed
enough,
with bruising.
yeah, enough movement
Which
left in his
Stone
fingertips to scratch at things.
Would
Were
have
there
had
splinters
access
under his
to.
fingertips? I think so.
We
Yeah.
had the coroner
It did
re-examine
seem
the body,
consistent with
and there were
a
no signs of
paralyzed
localized
struggle.
anesthesia.
But bruising.
We speculate your brother held the dagger through his shirt sleeves. No fingerprints were left.
That's such a weird thing to do.
It's a thing, you know, people definitely do that when they stab themselves. They're like, I want to make it extra hard on the cops.
Yeah. Screw the cops.
I want to.
My parents passed away early. My brother took care of me as I grew up. I know he was incredibly resilient. No matter the challenges, he would never give up on life.
John, I understand your feelings. Everyone's done their best, be it you or us. Please sign here.
Sign it or not.
That's so creepy. This like image back there.
The body's preservation period is up. He will be cleared from the cold storage tomorrow.
Aye. Sign away, John. It's time to look forward.
后来，你被迫签了字，但也暗下决心要找到凶手。此后3年。
Okay, yeah.
往返于中英两
So the flashback was just like this is the start of where that happened was.
Yeah.
你深度调查案件中提及的每一个人，以及每一个与他们有关的人。
Yeah, we still haven't figured out the fire though.
你甚至针对每个人都制定
Oh,
revenge plan.
Oh, that's brutal.
你收集的资料堆满了整个房间，已经无法带在身边。于是，你记住了所有的细节，放在脑海内交叉比对。
This is so cool, yeah. It's awesome.
而这一切已经超过了你的大脑所能处理。
Understandable.
What?
努力了3年都没有结果。你有没有想过，你想要证明的东西，也许根本就是错的
？No.
我知道，那些大夫都说你再也不可能说话了，但哥哥不会放弃。
不，是你把问题想得太简单了。哥哥的命案现场与早井之伤里的描述如出一辙，这绝不是巧合，而是模仿杀人。凶手是知道小说内容的人。哼，真是撞到了南墙也不回头。你连作者沟辰居士是谁都不知道，还想找其他人？ 我怎么不知道，沟辰居士就是吴松涛吗
？Like we don't know that for sure.
让我寻开心呐，我哪里会不可呀？
吴松涛看上去确实不像会写小说之人。
He does seem like kind of a dork.
那你觉得沟辰居士
So do we finally get to present other Wu, not Officer Wu?
Who are our options here?
Can we scroll down at all?
These are our options.
Oh no.
I wonder if it's Brian.
Sinosura is weird. The novel
the thing is,
was sent. Yeah,
I think.
So I think the thing is,
we have that evidence.
We have the picture of Brian, yeah, in the temple.
Yeah.
So I guess it would make sense.
Because I guess maybe he was just
Brian.
like friends with Stonewu since they were kids, and he like was familiar with the hall and was like, this would be a cool setting for a story.
Cool setting for a story. He wanted
so that
to
would
be
be
a
my
detective.
best guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think. Okay, so as a thing, it's always very interesting when you have cases where like, oh, this looks like a suicide, but so and so never would have killed themselves. It's like the very unfortunate, fact from like a reality perspective is that it's like, no, these things are complicated.
Yeah,
and
you never really know.
Can't say for sure. But in mystery stories,
it's almost never a suicide.
It's almost never. There's definitely stuff that doesn't really line up, like the why hide your fingerprints? Why do this contraption? Why kill yourself with very painful poison and then a dagger? Like, none of this really adds up as a suicide. But I think if it is Brian, then it definitely who is the author.
Yeah.
Then it definitely, because this did happen years back, so it would have been before they were in England.
Yes.
It does make sense that Shadow Shen, as like a protective alter self, would be okay. So as a quick thing, Kit, with the autopsy, we have found evidence of a poison that works similarly to strychnine, but wouldn't actually be detected by an autopsy. So Joseph would not have to be involved to make the autopsy come out negative. Also, he is really pathetic whenever his daughter comes on screen, and I'm just like, I don't know if I believe he's the mastermind anymore. But like with Brian, I guess my thought process with Brian is, it makes sense to me that Shadow Shen, who is a protective alter self, would be manifesting specifically to protection from the realization, quote unquote, that Brian killed himself in the most elaborate murder mystery way.
I mean,
and that's the thing he thinks he's protecting Shen from.
Is that actually what he's going to try to think? Because I definitely still don't think that it was a suicide.
Oh, I certainly don't think so either.
But
I just think that
it could be
Shadow
that
Shen
that's what we're going to try to do.
I think that we have to surpass Shadow Shen's detective skills.
Yeah, that basically the progression is going to be, saying that the author was Brian and therefore he must have been the killer, which would make it a suicide, but actually no. Yeah. Right. That kind of thing. But yeah, regardless, I do want to try suggesting him as the author.
Yeah, I think he's the author.
直觉告诉我，哥哥才是早鼎之声的作者。你就是凭直觉成为侦探的。
We have
Based on
evidence.
Well, now we're going to show evidence.
似乎有一件物品表明
What evidence?
哥哥符合早鼎之声作者的特征。无论是吴松涛说的话，还是这张合影，都表明哥哥去过吴家祠堂。
The ancestral hall. But also, yes, Watson is for sure the mastermind.
你是怎么想的？
He's evil as shit.
哦，肯定是伯安托尼讲过。
而勾陈居士从祠堂的早景获得灵感，写了《早景之殇》。勾陈之乡，位居中央。
Is this a star? Is that a clue? The North. Okay. It might be another name for it.
I don't know. I don't know what this means.
Well, because I mean, just the stargazing.
Okay, I guess I did not know that.
The thing with the Big Dipper is that Brian taught him how to find the North Star with it. So.
Yeah, what's Brian's Chinese name? I know. Will we find out?
I'm so confused about it.
北极星是天空中唯一不动的星。
Oh, so he literally told him about it when they were younger, but he just totally forgot about it until now.
It's like, oh shit.
只要找到北极星
Because that's the thing that I think that Shadow Shen is protecting regular Shen from. But if a trained assassin is trying to cover up a suicide that got marked down as a suicide.
I know Sura is the Greek name of Ursa Minor, the Little Dipper constellation, of which Polaris is the tail.
Okay, good to know.
Wait. That's not quite accurate, right? Because Oh yeah, it's the Big Dipper that points to it, right? But it's part of the
Yeah.
Little Dipper, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's-
yeah.
it's
Sorry, got
different.
my stars mixed up for a sec. Yeah. Okay.
你应该明白这意味着什么。
The murderer is a casual reader. Well, I mean, an acquaintance of Brian.
I
like,
guess-
that's not the thing that I
don't
thought would
know.
be the devastating reveal.
Yeah, that's not
So,
not a
somebody-
huge reveal. Like, this is the one that makes sense
Yeah,
in
he-
my opinion, because like the
He
murderer
already
being
said that,
a reader, like they would have had to
That's
have
not
access to the manuscript.
The manuscript.
So
yeah,
like
it's an acquaintance.
these don't really say anything.
And the manuscript was in China.
Yeah, so I think it has to be this one, but that doesn't seem like a huge revelation.
We assumed as much. We had
Yeah.
revenge plans for them.
凶手是哥哥在伦敦的熟人。
Would they have to be from London necessarily?
Well, I mean, they'd have to do it.
I mean,
in
maybe
London.
he's just like having this breakdown because he's realizing, maybe even subconsciously, that it's like Joseph. I mean, familiar with his life, but also with this novel would probably be Stone Wu, right?
你调查
Oh, I guess
认识
okay. So I guess the in London thing would be
Yeah,
someone who was in
it's
London
just
at that
ruined.
time.
Yeah,
Like
like, they'd have to
obviously,
be in London to kill
they'd
him.
have to kill him. So I guess
Kill him.
Stone Wu would have to be the primary suspect.
这样的
Yeah,
人
but
存
he's
在
saying no.
Kitty is here again. He just keeps going back and forth.
哥哥在伦敦的熟人不多，他们都有切实的不在场证明。
I mean, Stone Wu also has an alibi.
你应该
He was on
明
the.
白这意味着什么。
Oh, what? What?
Well, that's weird because I did sort of think that it was gonna lead us. Are we just gonna rule them all out?
I
What?
guess maybe. I mean, if they're such an avid reader that they can get into the publishing house, maybe it's what's her face, the other Wu, Bird Girl.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't.
But she
like,
wasn't
I
in
don't think
London,
these are
so-
correct.
智商的狂热
I
读
don't
者
think any of them is correct. I
Yeah.
think that we're
Yeah.
going through the
才
option.
会试图重现作品中的杀人手法。但早井智商并未公开发表，也没有任何迹象表明这部小说在伦敦传播过。
Yeah, we're just
I mean, if
ruling that out
Brian,
until he admits.
yeah, but, like Brian himself must have let the person read it.
难道凶手偶然读到了小说？
That doesn't make sense.
Well, I think that what they're leading up to is a reveal that Brian.
I mean, I guess
did
that would
it.
also potentially lead
Quote,
to
unquote,
Stone Wu. Like if Brian never told Stone Wu that he like wrote this novel about their like
yeah, but
ancestral
we
hall.
already ruled that out
But like,
with acquaintances.
yeah, it's so weird.
Like, we
Really weird.
Remember when we looked at the Bruce scene? It's like, oh, it can be extracted from Nox Vermica or whatever, and we're like, that
Yeah.
sounds familiar. I think it was because Brian had it, so like he's being presented as an option.
Yeah.
Like we're leading towards this.
小说既然从未公开发表过，这敌意又是从何而来的呢？
He's just trying.
Like I could
every
see an
option.
argument for that as Stone Wu, that like he learned about this novel for the first time and found that like it contains some details of something that he didn't want shared.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, but we're.
I don't know.
That's not what Shadow Shen's going.
Yeah,
附会的
yeah,
假
yeah.
设上，
Hmm.
也不愿面对真正
Yeah,
的
so
答案
they are going for the suicide angle now.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if it was suicide, then I very much think he was deliberately driven to suicide by Watson.
I think it was just Watson.
Yeah, I would also
I think
say
that Shadow Shen is wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do think that ultimately it's going to be that Watson did it, but yeah, I think there is a possible, at least a possibility to explore that, like, if we are trying to argue that it was a suicide, regardless, it was like kind of,
There's somebody
you know,
still responsible.
Yeah,
But I do think fully it was just murder.
yeah, for sure.
真正的答案，答案，你早就知道了。
We're not allowed to say no this time.
That's so sad.
Can we click any?
I
Are you clicking it?
Oh, I think you have to hold. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's dramatic. Oh, shit.
Yeah. I think Shen's Edgeworthing himself.
Oh, no.
哥哥，我明白了。问题从来都不是会不会，而是为什么。仲平，
Okay.
我们一起找出真相。
So maybe he did, but yeah, there's something dramatic that happened. Yeah,
一本
something
无知
like
晓，
push.
几本是知晓。
So the thing with the hospital fire and the it's not your
Yeah,
fault.
all of that stuff.
I guess, but I do think that that's like a dramatic ass way to kill yourself, man.
I'm sorry to do this, but I kind of want to stop here because I think we're going to be going into a whole big
It does sound like it's gonna
like
be a big
figuring
thing.
out the actual truth.
A big thing. Yeah,
and
I'm
it is
like,
about that time.
The thing that gets me about, okay, it's suicide is like, okay, if Brian was guilty about the whole, like, something went wrong with his drug trials, there was a hospital fire after he died.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been out of guilt. But I'm like, why do you set it up like that?
As in, like, why did he set up his suicide to have all these contraptions?
Why an agonizing death by poison and then a dagger?
It makes so little sense.
Like, just
I wonder
stab
if...
yourself.
No. That doesn't really make sense. I was gonna say, I wonder if he, like, wanted to push, like, Shen to investigate it. But then, like,
here's the thing.
If he knew that there was something to investigate, then he would have just done it himself. He wouldn't have killed himself.
Yeah, like, the thing is, I could see getting Shen to investigate because of the candles. That's the thing where
Yeah,
the
that could have been a
candles did not
message
need
for
to
him.
be
Yeah, absolutely.
in the shape of the dipper.
Yeah.
For
Like,
any
I don't know if
reason.
anyone else would have known about, like, his whole thing with the dipper.
Known about that, yes.
Yeah.
And also,
so if it was just something between him and his brother, then yeah.
the wax scroll, the phonograph,
Yes.
was even the 7 stars. So,
Yes.
like, that feels like a coded message. The thing that gets me is I don't think this makes sense as a guilt-stricken suicide because, again, why? Why this specific thing?
I mean, if it wasn't guilt, then maybe, like, Watson was, like, using him in some way, and he was afraid that, like, if he didn't kill himself, he would end up being responsible for something terrible?
The only thing that really makes sense to me at this moment is, like, literally being instructed to kill himself. Like, you need to arrange a weird, suspicious suicide. Like, here's maybe even details about kill yourself with this brucine that you developed because the toxicology report is like this. Maybe the reason that the dagger was even used at all is because he knows how painful a death by this slow poison is going to be. So he sets this up so that he can get out, you know? Like, let's not be tortured to death for hours. Let's do this. The thing is, I think that the way that this could work is
Kit's saying, I wonder if Brian was already targeted, and he was like, I'll go out on my own terms, and I'm gonna summon my smart detective little brother. That's very fair.
I don't know if it was exactly summoning. Here's the thing. We've just found this weird assassin lady. Assassin lady who killed Stonewu on somebody, Watson, probably's orders.
Yep.
I think you could get Brian to kill himself with the threat of, if you don't do this, I will have this assassin lady from China kill your brother.
Yep.
I think that would be the leverage that you need. I don't know why he, like I said, I think that the brucine could make sense as the poisoning method, like as an instruction, kill yourself with this, specifically because it wouldn't be traced. And that's important to Watson, to leave as few traces as possible. I could see the dagger being an additional, okay, if I've got to do this, this is how I can, like, save myself the agony. And then the candle and the music are clues for Shen.
Yes.
So that he can figure this out eventually. But I think that has to be the motivation. It is not, I don't think this makes sense as a guilt-stricken suicide. I think this makes sense as, it is me or my little brother, and I know who I'm going to choose.
Yeah.
That's to me the only thing that makes sense right now.
Well,
so
hopefully we'll find out next time.
Oh.
So, man, is it still only Tuesday? This week feels like it's gone on forever, so I guess...
It's Tuesday.
I guess we'll be back on Thursday. Yeah, like...
Thursday!
Yeah, the guilt thing probably doesn't really make sense, because he really seems like the type of person who, like, if he fucked up, he would try to fix it, right? Try to work to...
fix it. It's like... There's also the fact that the fire happened after he died.
Yeah.
So
well, there's still clearly something
be...
going horribly wrong where, you know, Watson was being all like, oh, it was not your fault, etc., etc.
Yeah. And like also, you know, covering up the truth of it, if he just killed himself out of guilt of like a failed science experiment, it's like, okay, why do you need an assassin to cover this up? What are you hiding beyond, like, this isn't a thing that an assassin helps.
Yeah, well, that's a separate question of why did Watson want Brian to kill himself?
Yeah,
supposedly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's got to do with the drug trial. It's got to do with things like, but the hospital. That's my main point. Is that the hospital is an immediate cover-up, an immediate thing.
Yeah,
happened
absolutely.
Right afterwards.
I think there's some kind of evidence in there that they needed to get rid of.
Yeah, and whoever did that is willing to do murder, because I think they were like, people died in that, right? Like, killed 20. Yeah. I'm like, if the fire had happened before, it could easily be used as like a motivating factor, like, oh, if the fire happened because of Brian's experiments, like the newspaper implied, then I could maybe see like killing yourself out of guilt over that. But I'm like, the order of operations doesn't work. It just does not work as cause and effect.
Yeah.
And then also, again, I really don't think you come up with this really weird, convoluted, like, thing out of a, I am so guilty, I'm gonna end it all.
Yeah, for sure. That was
and, like, you either kill yourself quickly, or you kill yourself slowly. You do not kill yourself slowly with
just
a poison
for
and
any
then
kind
stab
of
yourself with a dagger.
For any kind of ordinary suicide, this makes no goddamn sense. Like, he must have had some kind of good reasons for doing this.
It's also true that, like, we know the contraptions existed and were used. We haven't figured out how the knife plunged into him so easily.
Yeah. That is still an open question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe he did just stab himself.
There's too much evidence of all the contraptions, though. Like, and there's no ladder, so, like...
Yeah, I mean, he... Like... I don't know, I was gonna say he could have, like, set up a fake contraption of, like, you know, floating a lantern up to the skylight and whatever,
yeah,
but
like,
still just, like, killed
why?
himself with a knife.
But, like, why, though?
Yeah, that's...
And again, he would have been paralyzed with the brucine. So, like...
Well,
we know that's
it depends. Yeah, it
happened.
depends how far along that was.
Well, it was at least long enough for, like, his body was in contorted rigor mortis, which is like, that's a strychnine thing. That's a brucine thing. So, like,
weird stuff.
He was poisoned.
All right. Well. I guess we'll see how much of this we can sort out next time.
We'll find out why Brian was such a dramatic bitch.
Yeah. Sorry for ending the stream on such a dramatic moment, but I feel like any other time would be only worse.
The drama.
Alright, well,
alright.
I hope you guys are enjoying the game. And yeah, hope you have a good rest of your day. And we will pick this up on Thursday. See you then.
See you guys.
Alright. Bye.
Bye.